See, we're live, but it's live for everybody. So
all right,
watch
so
what you say.
We're here. We're live for the first time, so we're gonna see if you guys chime in. We're a little bit early. We're a little bit early because we've never done this before, and we just had to do some early setup on it. So we'll just wait for you all to come on. We got one watching so far. I think everybody's waiting for 2 o'clock. Three watching. So,
how do you see who's who? There's nothing on the screen except for us.
Let's see. So, hi, Carl. Where are you from? So, hi, Carl.
Oh.
Rippon's here. Aha. Glad to see you guys. Hello from Ripon. Virginia. Wow, I've been to Virginia. It's a beautiful state. Madison, Ohio. Hi, Dave. Thanks for joining us. Michelle, how are you doing?
Hold on.
Wow. Wow, we got England showing up. Oakdale, California. Dane, thank you. Camp Verde, Arizona. Galt, California. Vacaville. All right. We know all these places. You are welcome. History Hunters has been on the air for about 3 years. Carson City, Nevada. Of course, you saw our videos of that, I'm sure. Scotland, hello. Denair.
Kentucky.
Washington State.
Riverside. I'm from SoCal. England. Washington.
Chico.
Yuba City.
Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, hi, Chico. I used to live in Willows for a little bit.
Hello, history nerd, what? I don't think we're nerds. I think we're exceptional, intelligent people who like history.
He's a nerd.
Turlock, California. I know it well. I go there every day.
49 people.
Where's Gasquel? Or Gasquet? California. Don't know where that is.
They need to change this into like a Zoom where we can hear and see other people.
Hello, Netherlands. Glad you joined us. Dave says hello,
Hi,
Sarah.
Dave.
Michigan. I recently saw your video covering Truckee. Been there many times. Yes, we loved our visit in Truckee. And Cali Trucker from Merced, but currently in Texas. You know, Texas and California, at least the Valley of California, are very similar.
Liquid snow high in Sweden.
It's okay to be a history nerd. Own it, yes. Hi, Bakersfield. Is it Anna? Some of these messages are disappearing on us.
I keep looking down because I have to look at my phone to see everybody.
So I think we're a little bit early, and people are.
They're jumping on. We've got about 55 right now.
Marysville. I was thinking we did a video in Marysville. It was about this time last year, actually, towards October, and it was beautiful up there. Thank you, Mary, for saying that we put out a pretty good show. Can you guys?
So, do you want to get to?
Right?
I mean, we're about 8 minutes before we said we would be here. So, do you want to just keep waiting for more people to come on before we start answering questions?
But Connie said she's excited to see us. So, thanks. Love your channel. We're amazing. I don't know. Some people, we have our haters for sure. Kansas City. Love
Jerry,
Kansas.
yeah.
Kansas City. I've been there.
Queensland, Australia. That's one of my goals, is to get to Australia at some point in my life.
Kansas? Yes, been there many times. Been to the Eisenhower. I'd love to get back there, go to Abilene, Kansas again. You're welcome, Diane, for what we do, because we love it. Can I do a video on Billy the Kid? I would love to. We have full-time jobs, and it's difficult to get away, and not quite at the age where I can retire and travel. So,
which was actually one of the questions, is what we do for our work. I work in the business department of a local school district, and Jeff does
newspaper work. Okay, let's see.
Interesting stuff, huh?
Hee-haw, if you're on time, you're late. No, you're early. We're early. Hi from Medford, Oregon. If you got haters, you're doing something right. That's for sure, you know.
We've got quite a few of them.
Yes.
Where did it go? Yeah, I have a lot of haters because of
What's going on here? Our messages
of
stopped.
how I'm
Here we go.
portrayed. There they are. I really don't want to look down, but I have it on my phone too.
Thank you. Yes, hit the thumbs up, I guess, if you like what we're doing here, because we have never done this before, and I'm extremely nervous. I had to have a glass of wine here before I started. You know, because when you edit videos, you get to control what you say and what you let through. I have to say, I've never seen a vlog of you two that anyone could hate. Yeah.
Jack London got a pretty early thumbs down, not sure why. Had a few people that would come through and just spam hatred. We try to weed that out and keep it off. I'm a bit more sensitive to it, so Jeff goes through most of it and will take down the negative stuff to save me hurt feelings.
So Hiawatha, Kansas, never been there. Where's that at? And somebody asked if I do all the voices. I used to hire this guy through Fiverr.com to do voices, but a lot of people didn't like him. They said I could do just as good of a job. So thanks for your comments on Little House. That was a fun episode. Mono Lake High Plains Drifter. Yes, we were just there, and they had the whole entire area closed down, so we couldn't even go in there to check out where Clint Eastwood filmed that movie.
Hold on. Jerry Sullivan's asking if you have other people that help. It's pretty much a one-man show because I don't do much.
She tags along.
I am not very technologically savvy.
Clamper Platt. You must be a clamper. Man, Gary Johnson. You must be a clamper. Anne Marie. We did a story about Duchow's. Yeah, in Sonora. Yeah, that's a beautiful place. Poland. Welcome, Poland. Wow.
So do you want to answer some more of these
Why
questions?
in the world would guys hate us? You know what? Some guy said he hated me. He said he gave me a thumbs down on my video because of my hair, my bangs hanging down, which I thought was, wow.
People are silly.
You know? Okay. Let's see. Don't be discouraged by the haters. Yeah, we try not to because we enjoy what we do. We think we do a pretty good job. And we just been doing this for about 3 years. Greg Kester.
Hey.
My old buddy Greg. That's Dave's brother.
Dave's brother.
So Greg lives up in Oregon. And these are flying by. Thank you for Jenny's Journey for liking the Jack London video. That was a very cool place. Like you said in the video, it was 102 that day, so it was really hot.
And one of the questions that was asked was, what was one of the worst places that I've been dragged to? And I go all of the places willingly, but there's two places that I had a rough time with. And Jack London was one of them because of the 102-degree heat. And I had taken that little hike down to the house and got way overheated and had an asthma attack. And so that's why you don't even see me go to the house later on where he passed. So that got difficult. The other place that I had no idea, and Jeff didn't really have any idea either, was Aurora. We took the back way in that wasn't shown in the video, but there was a lot of treacherous pieces to that, where the Subaru had to maneuver over crevasses that we could have slid into and been stuck. We were by ourselves. I was pretty road weary, but once we got there, exploring around was fun. It was daylight was very short, so we really had to hurry along and do what we needed to do. So those are the two places that I had the roughest time with.
So oh man, the questions are flying by here. Never been to Planada. I love to go to England, but honestly, it's not going to happen for a while. And then somebody asked how long we've been doing this. I think we started 3 years ago. And what happened was we went to the Black Bart's Rock, which is where he committed his first and last robbery. And we went to the San Andreas Museum afterwards, and we had mud on our shoes, and the guy was telling us, "Oh, you can't get on that property. You cannot see the rock." And I said, "Well, look at my shoes. We were just there." And at that moment, I thought, "Man, that would be a good reality show where people are hunting down historical sites and finding cool places that nobody on YouTube has ever shown you the place where Black Bart committed his robbery." So.
Ken and Elaine say, "Well, we don't hate you. Thank you, Ken and Elaine."
Aurora. No, Aurora was not good because technically I was just in my beginning stages of making videos, and it didn't. If I could redo it, I would. But honestly, Sarah does not want to go back to Aurora.
Well, not through that way. Not the way we took. It was daunting. And the little piece in the video where I, kind of sing Highway to Hell, I had no idea at that point what
really
I
be
was
hell.
really getting into. But yeah, some of the places
Hi, Hector.
that we go, once I've been there, I kind of want to move on to something new, but we do have an episode coming up on Bodie that I had been there before.
Yeah,
and
it's
so
going to be a good one.
you'll see us
We have
roaming all over the place in that video.
We have to tell you what happened in Bodie. We just got there.
Oh,
And this couple spins around and sees her and says, "Hey, we love your videos." And we thought, wow. I mean, if people are starting to recognize us, I've been recognized. Yesterday, somebody came up to me at a restaurant and said, "Hey, you're the guy from YouTube." So I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, what's our camera setting? Audio and video are great. She's got set up on a tablet here.
yeah.
Sorry,
No
you guys.
idea.
If we're missing your questions, guys, Gettysburg. I was there when I was a kid. I would love to go back there. Hi, Harrisonville, Maryland. I don't know why our messages are disappearing.
You have COPD and used to. Oh, you use oxygen. Really understand with heat. Stay safe.
Thanks, Johnny. Johnny gave us some donation here. What is going on?
Oh, thank you, Johnny.
Oh,
That's another
Hold
thing
on.
that we've been trying to figure out is
I don't want to hide all chats. Okay. We need to. Okay. We need you doing this full time for more content, Wayne. Oh, I agree. You know what? These videos take so much of my time. I feel guilty sometimes because I'll come home from work and I'll go upstairs and I'll do the videos, and I could literally spend all evening and really honestly it takes a lot of time because I'm not good at it, I guess.
thank you. What is this, Tim McFishin? Or Team McFishin? It
North
doesn't,
Island, hi.
it cut it off. Can you see it on there?
Oh.
Donated $5.
Aha!
Thank you so much.
Team McFishing, thank you so much. Okay. Ronnie Johnson, Jeff and Sarah would like the area. There's a lot of history. St. Joseph, Missouri? Yeah, isn't that where Jesse James is from, right? Thank you for enjoying our video, Arlene, on Jack London.
Yes, and Ready for Fun is somebody that we watch as well.
Where's Ready?
She commented, Arlene commented
Oh, yes.
about Ready for Fun is another one she watches.
Of course, Ready. He kind of inspired me. Somebody wanted to, what about doing Little Bighorn? Yes. Yeah, I would love to get on the road because I could hit so many places. It just requires, time and money. And then her schedule is such that she's not able to break free at this time of the year. I think frees up later.
Yeah,
But then the
a lot
weather's
of-
bad,
lot going on. The beginning of the school years settles down a little bit more around Thanksgiving and Christmas time. And then we end up with the problems of getting over the mountain passes because some of them are closed. It takes longer to get places from where we're at.
Really? Seriously, Greg? You're asking if I've been to Bridgeport? Have we been to Bridgeport? We just came back from Bridgeport. In fact, my next show after next is on Bridgeport. It's if we stay there, trust me, it's
Thank you, Connie.
oh yeah, wow, thanks, Connie. Bridgeport is a place where there's hard to find there's no stores, there's no grocery stores, so good luck on that. Is it the site where the Back to the Future was filmed? Yeah, that is a cool place. A lot of people didn't know about that. love the history lessons. Yeah, what places are we visiting in the future? We just got back from Mono County, and I got a bunch of shows there. Like, we're going to do Bridgeport. There was a sheriff that was shot and killed there back in the 1910s. We went to Mono Mills. We also we're going to do a show on the Lundy Avalanche from I believe it's 1911, 1915, somewhere in there, where it killed like 10 people.
Oh yeah, they're talking about cemetery at Mayor's Island in Vallejo. I have my nephew living in Vallejo. My sister and brother-in-law are currently on their way out of California to Nevada, who also have lived in Vallejo. That
Hi,
local
Larry.
possibilities.
And Fox Buck, have I been to Wounded Knee? I have, when I was, earlier in my life, probably about 20, 30 years ago when I wasn't doing videos, but I'd love to go back. Went to Rosebud Indian Reservation as well. Okay, let's see here.
We have 145 people in here. Oh my gosh!
Greg knew that we went to Bridgeport. That's why he asked. Really enjoy the cemetery videos. Somebody wanted to know why we do cemetery videos, and it's just, historical people are buried in cemeteries. People find it kind of morbid, but I'm fascinated by it because you can actually see their headstones, the dates, realize that the mourners stood around that grave. Like the one in Aurora, we saw that grave of William Carter, who was a dastardly guy, but his widow put on there that he was assassinated, and I thought that was real interesting.
Hey, Bob, sorry if I butchered this, Cuthbertson. Yes, we've been to Jack London Square in Oakland. We weren't there to film, but we were there visiting family and had dinner around there. And then, but yes, we've both been there, Bob.
Also, we have been to Winchester Mystery House, and I regret that we took a lot of trips when we weren't doing these videos, so I don't know that we're too excited to go back, but COVID has really destroyed everything.
Yeah, so when we
Hi,
very
Georgia.
first...
Charles Henry, he's a good friend of mine now.
When we first started this, there was no expectation that it would gain any interest. In the older videos, you kind of see me kind of teasing Jeff about, oh, it's boring or whatever, because that's what I always says. Nobody wants to hear this history. And boy, was I wrong, not thinking that. I just thought nothing would have come of this. It's just kind of a whirlwind that it has become so popular.
Okay, Mitch, I have to tell you, Patrick Duffy, everybody says I look like him. I don't see it.
He hates
I don't
that
think
he
he's
says
the
that.
nicest looking guy, but whatever. I don't see it. But you guys do, apparently. A lot of people do. How's my mom doing? She's in assisted living, and she is kind of strapped down. They won't let anybody go in. I get to visit her through the door, sliding glass door, but I think this COVID restrictions here in California, I guess the CDC stuff, I think it's really affecting people. It's preventing people from being around their loved ones, and it's disturbing me because this whole year since March, I've not even been able to walk in a room, so it's difficult. Yeah, you do look like Patrick Duffy.
Okay, so there's a question. Why were the Oddfellows and the Masons so big in the Old West? Do you know?
It was just like the Lions Club would be today in, some of the towns that we have today. Of course, there's Masonic groups as well. The Masons were big, the fraternal organization. They had their own cemeteries. They were just like a brotherhood, and they contributed a lot to their communities. Hi, Robert Watson in Australia. Yes, actually, I've seen some of your videos as well.
Carol Ann Seaton, she's commented on quite a few of our videos, would like to know what's the farthest we've traveled from home.
Florida.
Well, yeah.
It was a family vacation, and before we went, I started researching what historical in Florida, and that's one that goes way back, but it reminded me when we were on that fan boat of, Gentle Ben and that TV show back from the 60s, so I had to throw that in there as well.
Jerry Jessen, thank you for your donation. He loves our videos.
Thanks, Jerry.
As California is now overlooking Carson City.
I did not come up with the swinging light bulb animation. I purchased that, so I hate to tell you that I did not do that one. But I liked it. It was so cool, I had to buy it. So, Dennis, movie locations. I'm going to be doing one on Cool Hand Luke filming locations. Paul Newman was in Stockton in 1966, and that movie supposedly takes place in Florida, but it was shot literally in the next county over. So we've visited about 4 or 5 locations, and I think I'm going to have to split that video up into 2 because we haven't been to where the camp was. If you've watched Cool Hand Luke, then you know it's all surrounded a prison camp, and he was jailed, so we're going to be working on that soon as well. Binge watching. You know what? When I hear that people binge watch us, I cringe because I go, oh, I'm not that good. And the more you watch me, the more you're going to hate me. Anyway, that's just my personal
Oh my gosh, we got quite a few more people
insecurities.
jumping in.
Have you ever been removed from a cemetery? No, why would we?
No, we behave mostly. I think the place where we visited, Black Bart Rock, was a little unorthodox because it did say, no trespassing. But Jeff was worried,
Dorothy Parker, thank you.
and was ready to turn around and walk off. And I was halfway over the fence, and he's, no, come on, let's go. And I said, no, you're going to regret this. You need to just, come on, let's go. And so he followed me over, and then he didn't regret doing that.
If we're not, thank you, Wayne and Dorothy. That's amazing. I'm glad that you guys think that we're
Thank
that
you
good.
for the support. It's really humbling. It's really, I don't feel special. Well, I shouldn't really feel. It's all Jeff's imagination at work that I'm just so lucky to be able to go along on the adventures of, so your support is,
So
we love that. Thank you.
the comments are just flying by, so if we don't answer any, then please feel free to repeat it. But some trucker just said that he loves to listen to us driving down the highway. That's kind of distracting because I'm sure there's times you want to look down, right, at your phone, and we all know that's a no-no. 'Cause I don't want you killing anybody out there watching our videos. Let's see. Love your channel. Thanks, Diane.
Well, what was
Hopefully
it?
we can make it to where?
Siskiyou County?
Siskiyou, way up north, yes. Hopefully we can. You guys do a great thing. Let's see. Oh, why are these disappearing?
Old
Most-
Town Temecula. Oh, I lived in Lake Elsinore for a little while too. I've kind of been all over California in terms of where I've lived. Yeah, there's quite a bit down there that we could get involved in. When we went and swam with otters, we were down that way a little bit, and then we made it up through to Alabama Hills. That followed after the swimming with otters.
Tractor Hyatt, what is the most important reason to teach and learn history? So we know where we came from and why we came to be, and so we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. I think one of the most tragic things I see in our country today is people wanting to rip statues down and try to erase history, and you can't. I mean, you can learn from it, but you can't pretend like it didn't exist. Timbuktu, east of Marysville, I never heard of it. I thought that was a fictional place, Timbuktu. Virginia City, yeah. I love Virginia City, but she's had enough of it.
Yeah, we've been there quite a few
Monterey?
times, and I think one of the things that surprises Jeff about, me going along is he's focused on the history and what he's looking for to, do his videos, and I have a whole different view of the situation and oftentimes drag him into things that he wouldn't go to or look at.
Like the otters, somebody said they just watched. Leigh Miller, or no, my messages keep disappearing. Yeah, we swam with otters. That was interesting. And Diane, we are getting more subscribers. We're at 28,000. So there's a couple of people that I started watching on YouTube, and they were like up at 21,000. And I thought, how do you guys get that high? Because I was down in the 700s and stuff. And he says, oh, just keep plugging away. Well, I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I've surpassed him, and I thought that was pretty cool. He might be watching.
Kingsley Crash says we were looking a bit nervous at the start of Black Bart's episode. Maybe me
Yeah.
more so than Jeff, because I'm pretty camera shy.
But
It
she
takes
was-
a lot to get
she's
used
okay
to,
with-
and I'm caught off guard quite a bit and stumble with things to say. He does all of the research on the history, and typically I don't even have a clue what's going on when we're there, but learn it along the way. And then once the video is all put together, I can better understand, the whole story, like all of you get to see.
So somebody said my subscriber count is at 28,600 now, and it keeps going up and down. It's really weird. I get excited, it'll go up, and then it'll drop, it'll go up. It's like, what is going on here?
He checks it about every 10 minutes.
I obsess over it. But anyway, it's Dean Jagger. You mentioned Dean Jagger, Bob. Yeah, that was interesting because I found out that Dean Jagger lives he's buried. Sorry, he doesn't live there. He's buried about 15 minutes away from my home.
Thank you, Dennis Workman. I appreciate the vote of confidence. He says that I'm like the character actor in the movies. Sometimes that person can really make the show worthwhile. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Jenny's Journey, thank you. Is this live now? No, it's live.
Still live. I have a little bit of a delay
Yes.
from our live to my phone.
Gregory Peck, yes, the Gregory Peck film was Big Country was filmed out east of Stockton, and that's certainly something that I can get to. Thank you for saying I'm a good storyteller. It just requires a lot of research. You're my yin to my yang, somebody said here. Sarah Lay said that.
Jeff hasn't shared, but when he was a young kid, one of the things he did in the summer times was sit on the floor typing out reports about places. So this is something that is long ingrained in his life. It's something that he's enjoyed for a lot of years.
I also got out too, but I could be found typing there on the floor like back in the 70s. Any more history of old trains and like the Donner Party? Yeah, I'd like to go back. There's a couple of Donner Party sites that
Hi,
I would
Tina, Chris.
love to get back to. Thank you, Lance Olson.
Bye, Ed. Thanks for coming on, spending some time with us. Doxinator, hi.
I don't know.
Tombstone's been done to death, but I love it. Can't get enough.
That's true. And a lot of a lot of videos are done on Bonnie and Clyde. I'd love to do Bonnie and Clyde, but I'm going to have to go back to Texas and Missouri and Louisiana's where they were shot and killed.
Robert Watson tells me I need to stay away from the bells. That was pretty. I don't know what I was expecting. I rang that bell and it was so loud, and then I thought, oh no, what did I do? Should I have done that? But then, in true to form me, I had to do it again.
I don't know if a lot of people out of California know who Hugh Lauser is, but he has a show on PBS, or did. He passed away. And so somebody said that I filled in the gap since he passed away. And I got to talk to him one time. I had a story idea for him. He actually called me up, and he had already done the subject matter that I was recommending just like the week prior. So that was pretty cool.
We got some requests for Eastern Sierra, Chinatown locations. Not that those two go together, but
Thanks, Melissa, for watching our new Jack London video as well.
I gave an angel his wings when I rang the bells.
Yes, that's another one I want to get to. I found out the location where they filmed It's a Wonderful Life. Well, the Martini House. Got the address of that. We just need to get to Southern California. Have I ever heard of Corrigan? Yes, Simi Valley. In fact, I've been researching that. I want to get down there and do kind of what I did in the Aurora video. It's where I would stand in a certain spot where the camera was and superimpose where the movie was shot. I think those are the coolest, and I've got a lot of positive feedback about that. Let's see.
We did do a little bit in San Francisco.
We did one of those. You
Yeah.
need to research and look at our videos.
The headlands and what was that fort underneath?
Fort Point?
Fort Point, yes.
Yeah, we did that early on.
You know, we have nearly 200 people in here. Hi, everybody. I can't believe this. It's crazy.
Let's see. Bonnie and Clyde are both buried in Dallas. Yeah, I know. And I guess they keep guard over that cemetery. People go in there, but.
We've talked about Bonnie and Clyde. We haven't figured out how we can manage that yet, but
The death car is in Prim Valley, south of Las Vegas, and a lot of people have done a show on that as well. I should go and follow up on Jack London in Oakland. Yeah, definitely. And there is also a yacht there that was used by President Roosevelt, very close by. I was thinking when this COVID thing is, over with,
a little released.
hopefully, that we'll be able to go over there and be able to do some of the things that we do. Dave Cross, hey, this is Dave Cross. I really enjoy your videos. It's been History Buff for more than 60 years. Wow.
Hi, FAA
Looking
pilot.
for old Oakdale things since the 50s.
So can I plug your books?
No, not yet. I haven't done one on Oakdale.
Well, you haven't done one on Oakdale, but Jeff has done a few historical books. One on Waterford. What's the other one? There's two, right?
USS Potomac. Yeah, but they're towns probably nobody's ever heard of.
Well, they can learn.
Hi,
They
Dan
read
in
your book.
Monterey County. We are in Central California. Somebody asked earlier where we were. We're actually in Modesto, California. We've got Yosemite this way, 2 hours. We got San Francisco that way, 2 hours. We've got Sacramento that way, 2 hours. Actually, less than. But so it's a good
Mushy
location.
wants to know who your favorite pioneer is.
I love Mark Twain. I consider him a pioneer, certainly. I'm fascinated to. Somebody asked me if you could dig up any dead person, who would it be? It's like Abraham Lincoln would probably be tops, and Sam Clemens would be the second. Ignore this book. Somebody asked earlier too if we'd ever seen any ghosts. I just don't believe in ghosts. That's just me. And
Merle
I
Haggard
don't
is
look for them.
Greg Kester's favorite.
Jennifer McDonald. Hi, you're not very far away, are you? Yeah. Thank you, Ju Fieros.
Tractor Hyatt wants to know about your books.
Just Google. I'm not here to sell books, really. I mean, they're very centrally located to two specific towns, and so.
But one is for Waterford, California, where he spent a lot of time.
It's Sirius, California.
And Ceres, where he works.
Merle Haggard was awesome. Yes, he was. And, John Steinbeck and Cannery Row. Yeah, John Steinbeck is buried over in Salinas, so I definitely want to get over there as well. And also migrant labor camps, sort of. We kind of did something on that. Did you see the one I did on the iconic picture that Dorothy Elaine took in Modesto? It was of the migrants, was the down and out people on Skid Row. Little House.
Bodie History's coming soon, Chris Johnson. In the works.
Let's see.
Leah
A pair of legs was just on the steps of what?
Huh? Wait, I'm not where are you reading that? But Leah said she would read your book. Hi from Sacramento.
So
Raymond Santos.
I've done Sacramento videos. In fact, I want to get up to some. There's another cemetery I want to get to, but I did one on the Sacramento City Cemetery where there's a lot of California politicians that are buried there.
Lance Olson, we did do a episode on Manzanar.
And yes, Fresno is definitely on my list. William Soroyan was there, but Ken Curtis of Gunsmoke fame was also, he actually died there, and I've got his
What is the
address.
subsection of Modesto called? Not sure what you mean.
You want our address? We're not going to give it.
Is it time to get a P.O. box? It's also overwhelming that we just, we're moving slow in a few areas where, we just, I don't know.
I've
haven't
never
caught up yet.
I've never spoken to any geological society before. History of James Dean. Yes, absolutely. East of Eden was shot there.
I've read that book.
Also, we want to go down and do a show about where he was killed. Research that quite a bit. Yes, 209 Magazines, you're close to home. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
209 Magazine, Jeff has written in that as well.
Benicia, California, definitely is also on our list. I've got
I
this
love that town, very small, quaint,
first
love all the old houses.
first capital of California is
Yeah.
in Benicia. It's still there. So forgot to
Are-
mention, I
Isn't
love
there some
the
sort
drone
of,
footage.
there camels or something in the hills? What, I can't remember what that little story was about the hills of Benicia. There were some interesting animals.
I'm not sure, but there's a
was it-
cemetery there that I want to get to.
Does it have a zonkey?
Did anybody watch the Knight's Ferry video that we did? There's a zonkey. It's like a half zonkey and zebra.
It's a zebra and a donkey.
together.
Yeah,
It's the
at the
first
very
time I've ever
end.
seen one.
I was a bit out of sorts that day and stayed in the car. I still go along, but I was in the car. But then when we drove through and found the zonkey, that was
The
something of interest to me.
St. Francis Dam. Thanks, Melissa McCoy. Hearst Castle, we've been there. It's one of the places that we went to when we first met, and we haven't been back. But I think it's closed right now.
Yeah.
I'd love to get to that. James Dean, yeah, I heard that the James Dean Museum back there in Fairmont, Indiana, closed. I think it's funny how because we did the Bonanza video, and you know how in time goes along, generations you get further and further out. So there's people that don't know Bonanza today. So I think that's one of the reasons why they closed the Ponderosa Ranch. I think they also closed the
Thank you,
James Dean
Brian
Museum.
Marsh.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
the support and the love.
Wait, somebody asked you a question about a mask.
Sarah, this is a personal question with your asthma. Is it hard to wear a mask? Yes, it is, and it got particularly hard in the 102-degree weather. And I actually had we were up in the 108-degree weather around here recently, and I had a flare-up of my asthma where it turned into an infection, and I had to take some antibiotics and steroids to help me deal with that. I try to wear a mask anywhere there's other people around, but if someone isn't there, I think you'll see in Jack London it was kind of below my nose or kind of removed. But I would put it on in respect when other people were around or near me. Or if I was outside, I would completely take it off. So yes, I did have some issue with that.
Oh, let's see here.
It's all going so quickly, isn't
It
it?
is. Scotty's Castle. I was there when I was a kid. Yeah, would love to get back there. Of course, not in the summertime because Death Valley is pretty dang hot.
What have you uncovered about your own family? Anyone contributed to history?
I had a distant relative that was a portrait painter. In fact, he painted August Benziger was his name, and he painted President Theodore Roosevelt and President McKinley. So I saw a letter that Roosevelt wrote to him. So I thought that was pretty cool, but nobody really famous.
Dave Weber's asking, are you guys related to anyone famous? Not that I know of for myself, but when I was younger, I used to say I was related to Dolph Lundgren. He played in the Rocky movies. He was the Russian that was fought. I don't think anybody ever believed me, but I was young, so.
Yeah,
Are you
they're.
related to anybody famous?
No, I just talked about it.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to pay attention to too many things at once.
Muscle Slough tragedy, yes, I've heard about it, and it's quite a ways from here, and it's something that I'd have to like go and take a drive down south.
Tina she is laughing about the one where I got hit on in Volcano, where I didn't realize it.
I wasn't too threatened by it. He looked kind of like he was 3 sheets in the wind by 2:00 in the afternoon.
He wasn't very close to me. He didn't even know I was standing there. He yells across the street to Jeff to, are you investigating something? And I said, yes, your town. And that's when he realized I was there. So if he was hitting on me, he saw me walking around the town apparently. I don't know, but I was oblivious.
True Grit and
Chalk it up to the blonde hair, I guess.
Somebody talked about True Grit in Colorado. Yes, I would love to get there. In fact, I've seen some videos that people have done on that. My son used to live in Colorado, but he moved back here to California, so I haven't been there since, but I do want to take Sarah to Colorado because it's a beautiful state.
I've only been through it when I was a young kid, when my mom moved us from Minnesota to California.
Where's our comments?
I'm seeing them. I think they
here
may
we
have
go.
slowed.
Marilyn was Artichoke Queen of Castroville. Really? Was she there?
Thank you, Casey Gunkerstein, for coming in and spending time with us.
The Pombo shooting in Tracy, I've heard about that, and something I might look into.
Okay, so we did do a show on the Mammoth, and we love that place. It's a great place to go, and there's so many places to branch off from there. So there is one where we did go into a mining area. We went to the museum.
See you, Casey. Let's see. Have you gone back to work? Oh, have to go back to work. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was saying goodbye to him.
Love the episode of
That's
movie
good.
Shane. Oh yes, that's a gorgeous place. It really is. Somebody else said something about you.
Oh, they're just saying hi, Jeff and Sarah, I think is what they're saying.
Yeah, if you guys ever have a chance to go to the Grand Tetons, oh man, I don't think you can find a prettier spot in the country. And we live an hour and a half from Yosemite, which they've closed right now.
Unless you have a...
Bowers Cave, yes, I know about Bowers Cave. Did some research on that as well.
Can you find Jimmy Hoffa?
Barry, see you later. Glad you joined us. Jimmy Hoffa.
We're at 226
What, you think I'm a miracle
now.
worker? If you know where Jimmy Hoffa is buried, drop me a line because I'll scoop everybody else on that.
Hi, Allie in Canada. She loves our videos.
So somebody wanted to know how we, before I go any place, I research the heck out of it just to find out, who's famous buried there, what historical events took place there.
Tony S. wants an episode on Waterford. He might have to have you read his book for that one.
Waterford.
That'll give you the episode.
So for everybody else, Waterford is this tiny, tiny town in California. It's not too far from here, and I lived there for 30 years, and nothing really happened there. But it does have a historical past. It's all related to the gold rush. What do you think is history?
Thank you, Carol, for coming in. Enjoy your dinner.
Why did Pollardville get closed down? I don't know. You tell me why all these nice places get closed down. I don't know. It's a mystery. I wish they'd left it alone. And
Hi, Nora in Garden Grove. I used to live in La Habra.
Hi, Southern California Gray Wolf. Yes, I need to get to Southern California. It's crazy. Oh, wait.
Hi, Ralph Patrick. Welcome. We have 230 people. Holy cow.
So, Jack the Ripper. Oh, you're morbid. No.
Fort Tejon. Passed
Hi.
through it many times.
Hi, Garden Grove. How is the weather down there today? It's like 92 here. La Mesa, Big Bear Lake, Fort Tejon.
Who was really responsible?
Who was
for
really
JFK?
responsible for JFK? I'm sorry. I really think Lee Harvey Oswald was involved. Although you have to wonder if there was a conspiracy.
Hi, Louisville, Kentucky.
Stephen McKelvey wants to know where the Back to the Future 3 set is near Jamestown. It's
What is that road? If you
LaGrange Road. It's past LaGrange Road. It's by Keystone. If you see that sign for Keystone. If you look at our video, you'll recognize the highway.
Yeah,
Just park there and walk back there.
if you see the train track from the highway, there's a few, like 2 or 3 places where you can kind of pull off. One of them has a tree where you can park under shade, and then if you just walk the railroad to where it curves around, it'll curve around and then it comes to a place where it looked like there was some road and there's an actual stop sign there, which there's no traffic back there, but there is a stop sign. So
Somebody's
I think that's
asking,
the best.
how was the shower in Dallas? Paul, what are you talking about?
shower in Dallas.
Don't know what that means because we haven't done anything on Dallas. Back to the Future set. Yeah, thank you. Editing, I don't know, maybe being part of the newspaper industry kind of has helped me be able to edit video, but we watch a lot of TV. In fact, I watch a lot of, I like a lot of crime documentaries and like First 48. I love that show.
We watch a lot of TV.
Yeah, it's
I don't
mostly
think so.
documentary. I'm watching the Netflix. I'm watching the Challenger series. That's fascinating to me. In fact, we did a show on
When
went
we
to
were
the
in
Kennedy
Florida.
Space Center, which was an amazing place.
That's
as
an
well.
awesome place to visit if you're interested in space travel. Such great presentations of a lot of things. There's the where you're in, what is that called? The command center, or
Zodiac Killer.
where they show.
84.
Sorry, I'm being
Houston?
distracted. Yeah. No, because that's in Texas. Is that the?
Control Center.
Well, so they basically do a liftoff as though you're in the control center while it's happening, and it's a pretty emotional event to watch and to experience it like it's really going down right then, but it wasn't.
Somebody mentioned the Del Monte Hotel in Dan, you mentioned the Monterey hotel. I stayed in that. I believe it was the one I stayed at back when my son was over there, and I didn't see anything haunted there. Like I said, everybody says, "Oh, this place is haunted. This place is haunted." It's like,
Yeah, when we were in the
anything.
Mackey
Mansion.
Mansion, I really tried to see if I could experience any type of ghosts, but I didn't. I was pretty open-minded to see if I could, experience something like that, but I did not there. I haven't in any of the cemeteries as of yet either.
Was the Donner Party Camp haunted? Not in my book.
Yeah, we didn't experience any unusual occurrences there. I don't necessarily not believe that stuff could happen, but they weren't necessarily trying to talk to us.
I'll tell you what
or communicate to us, so I'm not sure.
I'll tell you what I do believe in, though. I believe something funny is going on in our skies, because the videos that I'm seeing, either it's great video trickery or some weird spacecraft out there that I've been watching recently.
Hi, Harold Nelson.
I don't know what that's all about.
He grew up in Central California, near Don Pedro, now in Washington State. Lisa D loves her stuff.
Thank you, Harold, for watching our stuff.
Hi, Portland. Oh,
Ziggy Zag?
Ziggy Egg was who asked us what we did for work. I don't know if you missed it earlier, but I work in the business office of a local school district, and Jeff is a editor of a local newspaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to write down questions to make sure we hit some of the ones that presented him early.
I've heard George Norrie, Coast to Coast. He creeps me out. Of course, that's why he's on at night when it's dark. I know Bridgeport Hotel has some afterlife. I'm going to point out something about the Bridgeport Inn. They said that Mark Twain stayed there. And I was looking at the dates when they built that. It was 1871. Well, Mark Twain's last visit to the Virginia City, Mono County area was like 1868. So I call BS on that one. But, a lot of hotels in the motherland say, "Oh, Mark Twain stayed here." So, no, I think it's just for marketing.
Bob wants to know if we've done anything on McHenry Mansion and American Graffiti.
No, but Bob, you probably know that American Graffiti was not filmed in Modesto, right? Even though it's supposed to be in Modesto. I was actually thinking about doing a show about George Lucas's accident. When he lived in Modesto. I think it was just a couple of days before he graduated high school. He was involved in a very, very serious car accident, and he almost died in it. And you pass by it today, and
Hi,
there's
Jennifer McDonald.
doctor's office out in front, and it looks completely different than when he was there, but I thought about doing a show on that as well. Yes, Liberty and Justice for All. It was Petaluma, California, where they shot.
Hi, Scott in Boise. Did I like Bodie?
I worked
Yeah, we went there twice, actually. The first time I was kind of explaining earlier that Jeff takes me places and doesn't realize how interested I'll be in it. And so he'll go along what he's interested in, and I tend to drag him around in a bunch of places that he didn't realize that I would be, fond of. So yeah, I drug him all over Bodie twice now.
I dragged you there.
Well, you brought me there, but I took you to the pretty much every corner of that place. And if there was a way that I could have gotten into that mine without getting in trouble, I probably would have. We didn't take the tour of it, which I guess is the only way to get into there, but I'd rather explore without a tour guide.
So hi, Wisconsin. We went there a couple of years ago, just briefly, from Michigan. Not
Michigan.
Minnesota.
Yeah, so I have family
Family
in
in
Minnesota and in Wisconsin. And while we were up there, we only briefly went across, we went to a cavern of some sort
Yes.
there. And
a Dairy Queen.
And a Dairy Queen.
What kind of camera do I use? I use a GoPro 7, and I also use a Canon for some of my long shots with zoom.
Yeah, he has a
So
long zoom.
I'm not really high tech on the equipment. I've only been doing this for like 3 years, and as I explained earlier, it just became a passion of mine. And is Bodie shut down? No,
No.
it is not. So they ask you to wear masks, but we social distance, so I hate wearing a mask. I really do.
Yeah, we were outside. It was pretty hot, so as long as we were away from people, we didn't wear a mask. And even if we got within, an area where there were other people, we'd either put the mask on or
See,
just
Melissa?
stay our 6 feet away as required. Some of the buildings they had where you had to wait because only so many people could be in at a time. So there was a line. So we didn't do that while in Bodie. Winchester Mystery House.
Somebody's calling me.
There's another question about.
So we have been to Winchester Mystery House. I don't know if it's open yet. I know that when we took my son over there and Sarah's son, it was like $130, and I can't imagine the maintenance that those people do on that place because it just goes on and on. But yeah, I'd love
When
to.
your son Brett was.
I'd
with
love
us.
to go back and do that. Also, was a question about.
Gray Wolf is saying Rancho Los Cerritos, Rancho Los Alamitos. Oh yeah, the Los Alamitos, the horse racetrack, Long Beach.
Sorry, I can't keep up with all these questions. Winchester don't like pictures and filming. Yeah, that's the problem too. They get kind of. $130 was to get all of us in, but it was just ridiculous.
Tractor Hyatt wants to know how long does it typically take to create a YouTube video?
It's taken me hours every night. It seems like I'm working up till Saturday. Like the Jack London, I finished yesterday. And it just takes so much time because I'm not here full time. I'm just doing it part time. I have not been to Stagecoach Inn Museum. Where is that? Sarah.
Hi, Dave
Sarah Gordon?
Menser. Bless your wife for being a school bus driver. I'm in the district office because I couldn't teach.
We know what that is. What's my favorite holiday?
Mine is Halloween and Thanksgiving. I think Thanksgiving is really kind of epitomizes the coming together and, breaking bread.
My favorite
Love
holiday?
to cook.
I really like Christmas. Any day off from work is a good holiday.
What do we like to eat when we travel? One of the things that we do
Pizza.
is try to find pizza places that have really good pizza. Locally here, it's mostly chain pizza restaurants.
Hello, Philippines.
And it's just not the same as
Well-
people who really kind of put their,
So-
heart into their product.
But I love places that have ambiance. Like there's a place in Carson City called I think Red's on 395. Love just seeing all the stuff. If you guys haven't been there, you need to go there. It's just amazing with wagons way up high. It's just full of stuff. It's just incredible.
Standing like statues. Do you
What
really
is-
want to answer to that question, or are
What?
you just being rude? How long have we been married, and what state are you in that allows brother and sister weddings? I'm confused.
Brother and sister weddings. Okay,
Oh,
great.
Now we're brother and sister. Okay, moving on. So Sonoma and Napa do Mary's Pizza. We'll have to give that one a try.
Have you tried Gold Dust in Oakdale? Yes.
We did, and it wasn't bad.
Greasy.
I think it was there was too much on top. Too much. And maybe we need to try it again.
Something about the oldest grave I've been to. I don't know. I've been to some, in my life, George Washington, went to his grave, but I was a kid. I think I was 17 when I went there. Been to Lincoln's tomb as well. I'd love to get back there.
Thank you, Sassy Frass.
Let's see.
Pizza Plus Ripon. We do like Pizza Plus in Riverbank. That
Johnny's-
one's pretty good.
Johnny's Pizza in Pacific Road, absolutely. Been there many times. As you notice, you are Swedish descent. Do you speak, understand Swedish?
I am of Swedish descent. My maiden name is Lundgren, and I don't really know the history of it, but it's not too many generations out that my Swedish ancestry came into the United States and settled mostly in Minnesota area, and that's where I was born, was in Minnesota. I came to California just shy of about 8 years old, lived in Southern California in La Habra area for quite a while before making my way up to Central California for a few years in high school, back down to Southern California, back up to Central California, up into Willows, back down to Modesto area. I also spent some time in Temecula, or excuse me, not Temecula, Lake Elsinore, near Temecula. I kind of have been like a nomad, not necessarily any place I call home, per se. And now I'm one of 2 family members left in California. It's just me and my nephew. My nephew's up in Vallejo.
Sorry about that. My phone was ringing. Somebody's trying to get hold of me.
5% Swede.
Yes, I'd love to go to Custer Battlefield. I've been there. Took my kids there one time, and it was back in the 90s, but it was a pretty cool place.
Donald DJ his house was built in 1870. Found Hitler's photos and maps. And
That's pretty
what's
cool.
a Stepford's, Ohio. Oh, I
That
gotta
is pretty
scroll.
cool. Like I said, we would love to get to the Midwest. There's so much history back there, and of course, if you live there, you know about it. But Kansas is full of it. Missouri, love to get back to the Truman. Love Truman stuff. Jeff, is the smoke clearing yet? Yes, it is. It's
Yeah, we
blue
actually have
skies
some
now.
blue skies the last couple of days.
We've
so.
been sucked in with who's really the worst driver.
No.
I'm not a bad
So,
driver.
yes.
He just says I am, right? It's don't believe it.
He'll have his big cameras out recording with his camera while he's driving, his phone, you name it. Well, yeah,
No,
they
I'm not-
have to understand
I'm not going very
why
fast.
I would
on it.
call you. Yes, you are. Barreling down the highway, and then this curve's coming up, and I'll have to tell him, you got to watch the road now, because I'm nervous about it. So
So yeah, the Hitler stuff. Have you had it appraised? I wonder. Your channel is the next Huell Hauser. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Huell's hit a lot of places that I've hit, but I think I have a different approach to it than he did. He would always stick a mic in people's face and say, "Hi, how are you doing? What do you think of this place?" And then he'd just spin off and he'd just do a whole show on it. He was just great. What's funny is about
Sammy D. Dot. Where do you go for pancakes in Modesto? You must know us. So our favorite pancake place in Modesto is Grill and Creamery on Dale Road. The best pancakes you could ever have. It's our weekend breakfast place every weekend. So if you want a chance of running into us, that's the place it'll be.
So Mark Hollis, Gearhead man, hey, how you doing? Been a long time I haven't seen you, but you have the smoke from our state. I feel sorry for you down in Las Vegas.
Oh, do you want to? You should
Gearhead
plug
man
his.
just started a new channel as well.
Yeah, if you're interested in car history, check out
Gearhead
Mark's
Man.
Gearhead
See.
Man's
Have I been to Colma?
channel.
Yes. No. Well, I haven't been to Colma, and I want to. That's going to take days. I mean, the number of people buried in Colma, including Wyatt Earp, just astounding. So, also the Oakland, California cemetery is just full of historical people. How long have you had a signed photo of Buffalo Bill?
Where have you seen that? Oh, yeah. How long have you had the signed photo of Buffalo Bill? A nice piece.
About 3 years. No,
I don't know
it's probably 5 years. I saw it on eBay and I snatched it up for a song and a dance, and I thought, this guy does not know what he's selling, and I grabbed it. But that's the one I took to Pawn Stars.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Jeff has been on Pawn Stars twice now. One of the times I went with him, and I wasn't in a part of it. I just kind of watched as a spectator. That was kind of interesting.
Really? What is my favorite character from SpongeBob SquarePants? Never watched it.
Patrick.
What was your dream job when my age was 3? I wanted to be president of the United States. Not at 3, though. I was like in high school. I even put that in my high school yearbook, but guess what? It didn't happen.
I wanted to be a veterinarian, but that didn't happen.
I've always been interested in history. I don't have a degree in it. I get a charge out of taking a picture of somebody famous, like I did at Theodore Roosevelt standing on Glacier Point, and go, wow, this is the same place he stood. And I know that sounds nerdy, but I went to the Eisenhower home back in Abilene and sat right there. I had a picture of Eisenhower sitting on the steps of his mom's house, and I sat in the same place, and I was just in awe. I was like, oh, the president put his butt here.
We're being asked about the new American Graffiti Museum that's coming up, and if we plan on doing a episode.
I'll let my
On that.
friend Mark do that one.
It's in Modesto. They're
Oh,
building
is
it.
there? Oh, yes, I guess it is happening. Joe Exotic helped me when I was down and out at the railroad station.
Tiger King?
You must be in Oklahoma, maybe, huh? Pawn Stars are total ripoffs. Yeah, there's some things I can't disclose about that show because I signed a disclosure agreement, but it's not everything that you think it
That
is.
is cracked up to be. Yeah,
The showroom, for example, is a different showroom.
and the people aren't as nice as well.
That-
I don't even know if they even appear nice on the show, but they weren't there. You know?
We don't travel abroad very much. I haven't left the United States. Well, I was born in Japan, so that's probably, I've been to Mexico and that's it. I've never even been to Canada. So,
Miss Amanda wants to know, once everything gets opened up, have we thought of doing a meetup where people can come meet us in person?
how would that work?
Yeah, I would be scared.
I mean, yeah, because it would be so funny. I don't know how you do that because we have fans from all over the world. It looks like, and many from throughout the United States.
How did you get interested in history? And do you have a degree in it?
No, I did talk about that.
I know, but they may have come in later.
No, I love history. It's just, and it explains who we are. And you want an autograph of what? Of who, Lay? Whoa, there's a lot of. Welcome to Canada. Yeah, we're there. We're there today. Today my Cowboys win.
Boy, I'm getting.
Celeb Who gave you the worst cold shoulder? Did you watch my video on that? It was Gabe Kaplan. He was horrible.
I got snubbed by a few of them at a golf tournament.
But obviously, Gabe Kaplan, people don't know who he is today, so I guess it doesn't matter. George W. Bush was very personable. I thought he was just a really authentic guy.
Oh, wow. Evangelina Stout, thank you so much. She donated.
Oh, thank you. That's incredible. People have asked us how they could support us financially, and we haven't set anything up. This is really the first thing that we've done here. And
it's a really strange concept to receive that.
Because we love what we're doing and we love to travel, so it's kind of just like icing on the cake to do this video, especially the nerdy stuff. 209 meetup at Blaker Brewery.
Oh, Sin City. He had a Peter Max painting of Jim Morrison that was stolen. Jeff, before we lived together, had his home broken into and quite a few of his autographs stolen. It was pretty tragic to experience that loss.
Yeah, Dave, contact us. We can send you something, maybe a note or something. That would be kind of fun to do. You know, when I was a kid, I used to write for autographs, and I would just get a charge. I'd go to the mailbox every day, like, what's in the mailbox today? And I would get these big brown manila envelopes, and those were the days when people would just send you stuff for free. I would write to Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, and I remember writing to Governor Reagan a lot. It was really... so, how did you get an email to me? Hi, Dad, you're live. That's my son.
Wait, who? Which one? Is it Brett?
Yeah.
Hi, Brett.
You message me privately? You can, yeah. So we also have a Facebook History Hunters page. You can message us to that.
History Hunters on YouTube.
Yeah. So a lot of people have already found us there, but you can also send me messages there.
I don't have very many videos, but I do have a few of things we do. I kind of want to try to do a little bit of a behind the scenes on mine, but Bean McGean, if you're interested, it's mostly me skydiving and
have we ever turned
animals.
An ankle on an adventure?
Have I ever turned an ankle?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I've tripped. I can't tell you how many times.
Our car took a beating in Aurora. We had Nevada pinstripings. If you watched that
video.
video.
I've got my Nevada pinstripings on my car. The mass airflow sensor got so dirty that I've had my dashboard light up. I can't tell you how many times from driving through stuff we probably shouldn't have been. What else?
Well, we almost twisted our ankles on that Jack London walk, if you saw us.
I did twist my ankle hiking in Yosemite a few times.
Yeah. Fortunately, we've been okay. I mean, we haven't done anything crazy.
Oh, you took the spill in Aurora?
But she was standing on the ledge in Yosemite overlooking Glacier Point. I mean, I literally got the willies because I thought if she tripped, it would be like
I was standing
2,000 feet to the bottom.
I was standing still. I wasn't moving.
Still.
I'm not afraid of heights, and I trust my own.
It's earthquakes and things like that.
Well, I guess it would have been my time to go.
Patrick Duffy. Oh! Somebody said once that I looked like Joel Osteen, the pastor, and I went, oh, kill me now. Not that he's a bad guy, but he looks like a rat.
Oh, Thomas met Steve Martin and his wife in a GP tent in the middle of Saudi Arabian desert.
So
wow, that's neat.
Steve Martin seems like he would be kind of a neat guy, but he also looks like he could be a little arrogant. So how was he? How do we decide where to stay?
Cheapest with the best rating.
We don't go for cheap, really.
Well, the cheapest with the best rating. That's what I mean. So if the rating's low and cheap, then it's. But we do try to not. We don't have a lot of money in our money bag for.
I've also been to Deadwood. That's a cool place. I'd love to get back there.
Who are you guys? Alexander wants to know. Who are we?
I don't know. Who are we?
Who are we?
Watch our show.
I don't know. I don't even know how I would describe myself.
Who are you?
I grew up
So, sorry.
go ahead.
You can tell we have just too
I
much
don't
to say
know.
here.
There's so much going on that it's a
let's
little bit hard to keep up
see.
with everybody.
Let's see. I'm having brain issues.
Someone's asking about the narration in the beginning of the videos.
So which ones are you talking about? Because the early ones I had a guy in Japan. His name's Kevin Crocker. He does narration for me, or did. But however,
We're in California, Alexander, Central California,
however,
and Modesto.
I'm doing my own now. Since I got monetized, I haven't been paying him very much to do things.
Oh, Ziggy. I'm hoping I'm saying this right. Ziggy Egg met Whoopi and Alyssa Milano. She was in Sister Act, or
And
is in Sister
and
Act.
Steve Martin was nice but older looking. Yeah, he's aged.
Who designed your opening logos?
They were done on. I'm getting frazzled here. Fiverr.com, the guy that does video narration. There's a bunch of people who create those things for opening scenes and stuff. So I did a freeze frame on that particular one, the swinging light bulb thing. That apparently a lot of people like that, but somebody told me that he's tired of seeing it and it takes too much time. I guess he wants me to get right to the subject matter.
Thoughts for the fires we went through. Luckily, there was nothing that would endanger us where we are here, but there was so many fires that basically surrounded the whole valley that we were socked in with smoke for a long time. The last couple of days, we've had some blue skies, but before that, on my way to work, the sun was just this, a glowing red ball in the sky that you can look straight at because the smoke was just so heavy. It was a bit eerie.
Have you done any videos about the outlaw Elmer McCurdy? No, but my friend Ready for Fun did one, and he had a lot of people watching that one. That's a really bizarre story about how he ended up in this amusement park in Southern California. Fortunately, they buried him. He was an outlaw that, I don't know, it's a weird story. But no, I haven't done that one.
We have some.
The
CD Perez likes the Virginia series. Alexander, yes, he's holding a wine glass. He needed a little bit of wine to help calm his nerves.
Doris Day, you met Doris Day. Yeah, she was very cool. My son Jeremy loves her.
Liberty and justice for all. No merchandise yet. We've talked about it. We thought about it.
Who wants a T-shirt?
Yeah, that's. She wants a T-shirt, or he wants a T-shirt. Sorry. Thought about getting stickers made. It's just. We've never thought we would be in this spot where we are today, so we're kind of a little bit slow getting into those.
She didn't believe in me. She thought, he's got these weird ideas about a video thing. Okay, I'll go along with it.
No, but the story before we even got into that was we would go any place we went. Jeff always has a camera, always has some sort of equipment that he's fumbling through to, capture the experience of the places that we went. And I was getting a little bit frustrated to say, like, can we just go somewhere and experience it without having, all of the equipment? And then I just kind of realized that this is his passion and this is what he likes to do. And I got with the program and.
What kind of watch am I wearing? It's a Seiko. It's got it on eBay, $117. It's a nice watch. I loved it. It's a black face. Anyway, I don't know why you're asking that. No, this is enjoyable, guys. I mean, I really.
Where are we going to next?
Where are we going to next? Probably to do the Stockton filming locations for Cool Hand Luke, if I could drag her up there. They're not exciting places, but I also want to get over to the Bay Area and also to Southern California. It just depends on when. We're right in the middle of the state. I realize we have people that are coming in that weren't here in the beginning, but we're like right in the middle of the state of California.
Ziggy's also an animal lover. Sorry, I got to interrupt. I tried to get Jeff to do a episode on the what was it, Yellowstone Bear World that we went to. I absolutely loved that place. We stopped in there before we went on to do the Shane episode in the Grand Teton National Park. Loved that. Oh my gosh, thank you, Kelly. For gas pizza on your next trip. We will definitely do that. Thank you so much.
Wow, you're very generous. Thank you so much. Wow. You know, we are just overwhelmed by the support that we're getting from people. Like I said, when we started out doing this, YouTube is just so crowded, and we realize that 28,000 is a drop in the bucket to some people. They have millions of viewers, but hopefully someday we'll get there. And
I don't know how we would keep up with that many viewers. That's a lot. And I hope nobody is feeling that we're not seeing you or replying. There's a lot of people. According to my phone, we have about 226 people in here. Oh my gosh, who just donated that? Oh. I saw a donation come across. I don't see a name attached to it. Maybe it's anonymous. Thank you so much. You so appreciate
Sarah, ever
your
punched him?
contribution. Have I ever punched him?
Ask her if she ever punched me.
No.
I'm a sweet guy.
No, but we've messed around in the, what was the Back to the
Which
Future
song do you
3
like
where I
better?
pushed him along the side of the, no, we don't.
She wants to know what Sarah song you like. So I love Jefferson Starship, Sarah. Sarah. She hates that song.
I don't like that one. Sarah Smile. Sarah Smiles is my favorite Sarah song.
I like Jefferson Airplane one. The truck, yeah, Cal Trucker gave it.
Oh, thank you,
Yeah.
Cal Trucker.
Yeah, well deserved, Jeff, Sarah. So what I was going to say is that, yeah, thank you. I think we are nice people. We try to be humble. I think we are humble, but my goal is to educate and to entertain as well. Because we've watched a lot of reality shows. I've watched a lot of YouTube shows, and I think a lot of people are into it for themselves and highlighting themselves a lot. And my intent is to educate, but also you got to realize that when I'm doing these videos, I am learning as well because I'm researching, I'm looking into things. I enjoy learning about things, so I think that's kind of my passion.
Oh man, I'm really getting
David
slowed down.
Gates Bread? Yeah, that's not a Sarah song.
Is it? There's not a Sarah song?
No.
I don't
What's
know that
my
I know
dog's
them all.
name? That's my dog's name, Sarah? Dave?
Where?
Okay. I don't know how she feels about that.
Oh, it doesn't bother me if you want to
Stevie
name your
Nicks
dog
has a
Sarah.
song called Sarah. What was the you saw for gas and pizza? Oh yeah, gas and pizza. You guys should do 80s themed video.
Any plans in moving out of California?
Oh,
We would like to move out of California.
if we moved out of California, though, I'm afraid I love Idaho.
I would really love to get a like Winnebago type vehicle and
She wants to go
tow a small car behind and just kind of live in it and explore the country. While,
wants to go on
while
the road.
Jeff does his
Take it on the road.
Yeah, but it's just a dream at this point because we can't cut our roots here at this time. So we'll keep dreaming.
Let's see. Thank you for complimenting us. Two Guys Pizza in Groveland. Oh, I've never been there. We go through Groveland.
Stevie Nicks, Sarah.
Let's see.
I don't know if I've heard that one. I'll have to look it up.
So, yeah, the cemetery videos are strange because I did a survey and there's some people that absolutely don't like them and some people obviously do like them because what we do is, I mean, if you walk through a cemetery and just look at a name, doesn't ring a bell. But if you know who that person is and you know the picture, you know what their history, obviously it's fascinating. Washington State. I've never been in Washington State in my life. I've been to about 30 states. I've never been up there. I've been to Oregon. Somebody asked if I'd been to Oregon as well.
How do you perform most of your research?
Well, mostly online. If it's local research, I would go to the local library, but they've shut that down. Haven't been able to get in the research section of that library since March. So, dreams come true. Gotta go. All right, Sandy. Thanks for joining us. It helps to know where you've been. Yes, that's true. Thank you for.
Since they're talking about the name Sarah, how I got my name was actually from Star Trek. There was a character named Zara Beth. So I'm Sarah Beth, and I never saw the episode, but that is the story that I'm told. I don't know if there's any Star Trek fans out there. If Brett's still on, I know he's a Star Trek fan.
Somebody asked us if we've ever been to St. Augustine. Hunter, come on now.
What?
Hunter, look at our playlist. We did a show. We did a show on St. Augustine. We hit the Ripley's place and we went to the Castillo
Fort
de
Castile.
San Marcos.
Oh, another.
Thank you so much, Neil. My gosh.
Oh, it's not showing up on my phone anymore. So thank you so much for the donation. We appreciate all of the
Are you
support.
specific online databases? Yes. Well, for cemeteries, I use the I use findagrave.com. But if you watch the show that we did on the George Donner Cemetery, we got over there outside of Genoa, Nevada, and absolutely had no
Oh,
idea why they named it George Donner. So that was kind of weird. That was kind of disappointing because we thought that there were going to be some Donners over there, and there is a great interest that people have in the Donner Party as well.
oh, I've been asked what my favorite joke is.
Joke?
I am terrible at remembering them to tell them, but I love jokes of all sorts. Sorry, I don't have anything better for you on that. Ever cross paths with Clint Eastwood?
I had an opportunity to see Clint Eastwood. He stopped in Modesto to campaign for.
Bye, Bob. Thanks for spending time with us.
He was campaigning for a local official, and he made
Bye,
a little
Charles.
pit stop in Modesto, and I did not go see him, but I should have because I'll probably never get another opportunity as well.
How about what bands have you seen and like? From Lifeline.
From Lifeline?
Just wants to know what bands. Music?
Yeah, geez. When I was a kid, I went to a Styx concert. I haven't been to a lot of concerts, a lot of country stuff. I went to a Dwight Yoakam concert once. A lot of country concerts at the local fair, but I'm not a big concert person.
I've been to Stone Temple Pilots. I'm not a big concert person either. It's way too many people for my liking.
But I wanted to go see Journey when they came around, and I also wanted to go see James Taylor, but oh my gosh, tickets were like $300. I'm thinking, oh, really? I love James Taylor, but not that much.
Ziggy's asking about our pets. Have two cats, Hamilton and Dizzy.
He's right over there.
Yeah, Hamilton was actually bugging us and thought he was going to be in the spotlight, but he actually went and took a nap. So, and we have 3, what are they called? Leopard geckos. They're really neat lizard. Actually, they belong to my son, but I go in his room and just so I can interact with them.
Have I thought about writing more books? Actually, I have. I've got a manuscript written about, I don't know, it's this weird, quirky thing where I wanted to talk about all the contacts that I made with celebrities over the years, some of the letters that I got from people and how I felt a connection to these people. And then I also have purchased autographs over the years, and I've done stories based on those pieces. And it's kind of like a History Hunters on print, but I haven't done anything with that manuscript yet.
Hi, Hank from Holland.
Holland. I had a good friend from Holland one time. He lived there in World War II. He's passed away, but my messages are...
Thank you, Mushy.
Sarah, you're really funny.
Even without the jokes.
Thanks so much, John. Is it Clover?
Yes, Littlefoot, his books are published. What is the name of the publisher? Oh, come on, just sell them.
Arcadia Publishing.
Arcadia Publishing. And what are they?
Just Google my name and it should come up. But it's I haven't published the one that I was talking about earlier.
Thank you, Elaine, for the support. Oh,
yes,
hello from the UK.
We have a lot of UK people. They love American history, and I thought it's funny because somebody had commented about our little house on the prairie episode that was shot here up in the Sierras, and somebody said, "I've never heard of this show. What is this?" I thought,
Yeah, we even
Wow,
really
okay.
tried to pick a time in which we could reach the most people from our time zone, so that so we could include as many people as possible.
Myrna Loy and William Powell. I have not. Yes, I've not met them. No, but I've heard of them.
Oh,
How old
sassy
do you
press.
think I am? No.
Why do you have to? Donald Scott's gonna look for your book. Do you own any Images of America books?
Do I own any? I wrote 2 of them actually.
That was.
Oh, Images of America. No, but I don't know if they're Images of America. I think they are. But I've got ones on Virginia City that I bought, and one Yosemite. Your house looks so beautiful, thanks.
We had a
Remember
hard
something
time
like
figuring
that.
out where we could set this up and make it successful, and we finally went with my tablet. Y'all are sitting on a chair in front of us right now. We're in our living room, and our kitchen's back that way, and you can see the stairs and the little hall with our family photos right about here.
I love to make videos where I do a combination of cemeteries and where I thought Genoa was a good one, but a lot of people gave us a thumbs down on Genoa, and I'm not sure why. But you know what?
Gearhead would like an autographed book of yours when he comes to town.
Okay. What is the most humble celebrity you have ever met? I wish it was Michael Landon, but I'm sorry to say he was a little on the don't bother me side. I mean, I did bother him a couple of times. But I mean, he gave me what I wanted, which were autographs and pictures, and I tried not to bother him too much. But I think George W. Bush, I met him when he was the governor of Texas. He came to Bakersfield, and I drove down to see him. He was very personal. He got very close to my face, and he acted like a really authentic human being.
Whose cat is what? Well, I was like, where is he? He's over there.
We could show you the cat.
Here.
Let me flip that
I'll go get him.
thing around. Yeah, check out Genoa. That's a pretty cool place. It's not very big, but there's a lot of history there. That cemetery I was fascinated to go through. Why do we have different last names?
Okay. This is my 20-pound affection bully, Hamilton. He's tired. And we have different last names because we are not married. And that's just that. All right, you can go now.
We're working on that, okay?
We're working on it.
That's all I'm gonna say. What's my favorite local historical place to visit? Local historical place to visit. I don't know, actually.
Did Jack London smoke like a haystack?
Yes, he did. And so did Grant, Ulysses S. Grant. Talked about that in some of our videos.
Favorite local historical place to visit
I-
would probably be like Knight's Ferry, and that's the closest. And that's a cute little town, and we like to go get ice cream in the ice cream shop and have dinner at the, what is that corner restaurant called?
Hamilton looks as excited as Sarah does on some road trips. Oh boy.
yeah.
Yeah. Do we do any camping? We have, but we didn't do it this year because COVID kind of messed everything up, and the local campgrounds were just inundated with people because they had no place else to go, and they could camp outdoors. So we haven't done any camping yet, and the weather's kind of getting colder. Yeah, so I'm glad that you like to do the.
Was
like to-
Hamilton named after the play? No, he was actually named after one of my kids' cartoons that they watched growing up. It was called Maggie and the Ferocious Beast, and there's a little pig named Hamilton. And one of the phrases that stuck with me in that little cartoon, I think it was the Beast would tell Hamilton to hurry, 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 hurry up, Hamilton. So that was where his name came from. And Dizzy, we have another gray cat. Her name is Dizzy G. She's named after jazz musician and trumpetist, trumpeter, Dizzy Gillespie. And my son was into jazz music at the time, and so that's how she got her name.
Did we meet in a graveyard? No. That's creepy.
No.
You know, it's funny because I was in a local cemetery and these people rolled up and they kept looking at me and I thought, what are they doing? They keep looking at me and they got closer and closer and then they rolled the window down and I thought, oh no, they're going to bug me. And he says, hey, we're here because of you. And we, we're only here because of you. And we saw you in a video and here you are. So I took them on a little tour and showed them where some of the graves were in this cemetery.
Woe Tanner wants to know, what's your most valuable autograph or letter in your collection?
Ronald Reagan wrote to me, and it's a handwritten letter that he wrote to me in 1991. Some crude comments on here. In 1991, and he wrote me a handwritten letter, and he talked about Abraham Lincoln, and he talked about how his reliance on God, and just the content of that letter is just a pretty amazing content, so that makes it pretty valuable.
Okay.
The fact that Reagan handwrote it as well.
Oops. If you could vacation anywhere, all expenses paid, where would it be and what would you do?
Where would you go?
Australia. And it could be anything and everything, but mostly for the animals. The animals that are just in abundance there.
I'd like to go to Tahiti or someplace like that. That would be fun. Never been there. I've been to Hawaii.
Why Tahiti?
It just looks like a pretty place. You know, like you see.
Married 3 times, don't.
Let's see. Which episode is my favorite? Oh, gosh. I really liked the Alabama Hills one. I liked how it turned out. And I liked how got to show where all the movies were filmed. If you guys ever have a chance to get over there, it's amazing. I'd love to get back there. Do I do any surfing? No, I don't.
Spent a lot of time in Huntington Beach in the ocean as a kid, but no surfing.
Let's see. My comments seem to be disappearing on this.
Go to Mount Hamilton. I think what happens is on that screen, if someone doesn't put another comment, they'll eventually just kind of go away. Any plans for Death Valley areas?
No immediate plans, but I'd like to do something on Scotty's Castle. Something that I went to when I was young.
What are we smoking and sharing? No smoking going on over here.
So this is from Constipated in Sin City. So what are you constipated about? Yeah.
Let's see. Lick Observatory. Yes, I actually want to go there. I had a colleague that works for the County Office of Ed talk about going to the observatory. Oh, we've got a donation. You got to read it there because I can't see it.
Thank you, Steve. 94044. Is that your zip code?
Thank you for your support.
Yeah, we appreciate your support.
Nevada brothels. Oh boy, what is it? Isn't there like? Is it a bunny ranch? They're still in existence, aren't they?
I have no idea. How long were you on the show TV, Dallas? Oh my gosh, people. I'm not Patrick Duffy.
Goodness.
I don't look like Patrick Duffy.
He
Please.
doesn't like that.
I don't like it. Are both of you in good health?
In good health. I wish.
I run every week.
I have quite a few things that plague me, but
and I think they affect how she appears on video, because a lot of the times we'll go out and we do these things and she's just not feeling good. A lot of people go, well, she's really not into it.
I'm not interested or I'm not into it. it's that I'm holding back some sort of ailment or that I'm dealing with. I've got, I suffer from some neurological things that create numbness on my left side and migraines, and I'm also not, I don't know how to explain. I'm just, I have some anxieties, and I'm pretty camera shy. The most I've been in front of a camera has been since I've been with Jeff. I don't even have a lot of pictures as a young person. So it's just something that I've had to get used to.
Constipated. You need to get some help. I just think you're being funny here, but I don't know. Thank you for saying that you like what we do. I mean, I'm always looking for different things. I have a list of things I want to get to, but like I said, it just takes time. Not only do you have to go out and film it and shoot it, you have to come back and you have to transfer all the files and you have to produce it. It can be really time consuming.
Elizabeth Maxwell is asking if we've ever been spooked by anything while exploring.
Rabbits.
Yeah.
And deer.
The first time we went to Bodie, I had gone out to one of the far buildings and I walked around it and there was a deer set down in the corner, and so that kind of spooked me. But I think the thing that was a little bit more spooky was in Aurora when I had gone off to kind of try to find the grave. I could see cat prints in the sand, so I had put my glasses on the back of my head so that I could likely deter an animal from taking me down from behind me.
Somebody said you're cute. You have a great smile and a great laugh.
Thank you.
Dave. Hey, quit hitting on her, Dave.
Weber.
Okay.
How do you
Don't
get
the
around-
Patrick Duffy thing. More like a young Jan Michael Vincent. Oh my gosh, really? No, I don't even see that.
How do you get around music copyright issues?
So
Which is actually an issue.
that's something you don't want to do, because I use some of the movies.
Hi, Crazy Mofo. I'm just saying hi. There's a person in here.
So some of the music that I used for Aurora was used from a movie, and it gave me. So, in other words, it wasn't a copyright strike, but it was a. The money from the Aurora video goes to the creators of that music, so I try not to do that.
Greg wants to know if you're a collector of historical items.
Not really historical items. I'm mostly an autograph collector. So, Tony Romo.
Tony Romo.
I look like Tony Romo.
Football player?
I don't know. Is he like the ribs guy? Hi, Dustin.
That's
from
Tony
Oklahoma.
Roma's.
Oh.
Do they even exist anymore?
Hi
Tony
from Oklahoma. Gosh, it's been a long time since I've been in Oklahoma.
Disneyland history once the park reopens. That's probably likely.
You thought about doing some...
But he did do an
one.
episode about famous people who have visited over the years.
Ever hear of Cleopatra set buried in Pismo Beach?
Pismo
Yes,
Beach.
I have heard about it. For a second, I thought you asked if Cleopatra was buried in Pismo Beach.
Do you have a count on how many autographs you have?
I don't.
It's a lot. A lot.
Yeah, a lot. I've been collecting since 1972, so you can imagine.
Hi, Mary. Thank you.
Uh,
Do you have a favorite genre of history? Gold mining, national state parks, logging, ghost towns? What do you think?
I mostly enjoy, I really enjoy doing anything on Mark Twain. I really enjoyed doing the Jack London thing as well. I also like doing any historical figures, movie stars stuff as well. I want to get down, somebody mentioned John Wayne autograph photo. I want to go down to Southern California and do that cemetery as well, because he's buried in this particular, I think it's Pacific View Cemetery down somewhere near one of the beaches. I want to get down there and do that.
Yeah, I was a quarterback, so I did know Romo. I just would have to go look him up to see a picture.
Yes, I do have a bunch of Trump autographs. I was collecting, I knew he was going to be elected, and everybody else was saying, oh, he's not going to be elected, and I thought, okay, here's my chance, and I bought a bunch of it up for really cheap, and That's that. No, I have not had my collection appraised.
Any John Wayne autographs?
I thought I had John Wayne. I wrote to him twice and found out they were signed by a secretary, which they're absolutely worthless. There's a Ripon, England as well in California.
Yep. We're just south of Ripon
I
here.
did not know that. Love to come to the East Coast. I hope we get to. We did, we did
did.
say earlier we went to Florida and did something in St. Augustine, but that was a one-shot deal.
Well, it's likely we could go back because my mother is there in Florida, so just don't know what we would get to next when we would go there.
Newport Beach, yeah, that's where John Wayne is. Been to the Spawn Ranch? No, I have not. I have not, but that's close to, I think, where the Corrigan Ranch is it not? That's definitely someplace I want to get to. How many cats do you have?
Oh, I have 2 cats, Karen, Hamilton and Dizzy G.
Dizzy's the one that hides.
Yeah, Dizzy's, she's a stray that I got, well, she chose us when I was living in an apartment complex, and she's kind of has PTSD from getting caught in an air conditioning unit, and then it turned on. So she doesn't come around very much. Hamilton's over here sleeping on the floor.
See you, just Jeff. Thanks for coming by.
Bye, Jeff. Thanks for spending time with us.
Like your name.
I'm friends with John Wayne. He loved the guy. Said he was the sweetest man he'd ever met. Biggest hands he's ever seen. You know what that means. Big hands, big gloves.
Pine Grove, California. Where is that?
Yeah, we are neighbors.
Where's Pine Grove? I thought that was up in Oregon. So
11 cats. Oh, I would love that.
that's 11 cats.
Jeff
Island Sea
isn't a
thinks-
cat fan, so
I'm not a fan of the cat dander and the hair that.
Hamilton sheds more than any cat I've ever had in my entire life.
My eyes are
We can-
sometimes play.
Brush him and he just creates a whole nother cat. Thanks, Island Steve, for spending time with us.
We need a dog.
Yeah. My dad trained dogs, field trial and hunting dogs. And so I love animals. I love dogs. But unfortunately with my working hours, I just would feel so bad to just make it a backyard animal. And then also it would hinder our ability to go places.
Yeah, so
Cats eat your soul
that's
very
what you
slowly.
meant. That's why you meant something about the shower in Dallas. I don't remember Dallas that much. So was there a shower scene in Dallas that Patrick Duffy did? Because yeah, he is a big cat.
He's about 20 pounds.
He's heavy.
He's a big guy.
He's also
He's also leaving a fur coat on Jeff.
he's lethargic right now, which is strange because he's usually bouncing all around this place.
Sarah, I know you love animals. That explains Jeff.
What does that mean?
You're an animal.
No, not an animal.
It's a good thing I'm not allergic to you.
Have you been to London Bridge? I have, yes.
Love cats for dinner. Gross.
See, I've been to a lot of places that Sarah hasn't been to. We've only known each other for like 6 years, so she didn't get to do a lot of stuff. So I would like to take her to some of these places that I've been to over the years. Just like I said, it's a time of anything.
Liam Mickler has I would love to have a Maine Coon. I've been showing Jeff them, and they're just gorgeous animals. But I think 2 at a time is all I can do. Although if I brought a Maine Coon into the house, Hamilton would meet his match because he's a little bit of a bully to Dizzy.
We've known each other 6 or 7 years. Patty. Enoch? Is it Enoch? We have an Enoch High School. No.
James C. Enoch's high school.
Yeah,
My
high school,
son
close
just,
by.
well, both sons graduated from there. But my youngest son, Aiden, he was in the Merle Haggard episode with Jeff. Also in the Knott's Berry Farm. He just graduated this past year.
Okay, see you, Ronnie. Johansson. Thanks for stopping by. We have never done one of these. We've never done one of these live videos, so we're not even sure how long they go. But there's one that I watched. He was on for a good hour and a half.
Wow, Jennifer McDonald, I didn't know that. Her family, her boyfriend's family owned the property that Enoch's High School is built on now. It's a giant high school. I can't believe how big that is.
Hey, Destination Chronicles.
8 Maine Coons.
I'm assuming you have a channel that I probably
We
need to
go
check
visit
out.
them.
Destination Chronicles.
Oh, thank you so much for your donation. We really appreciate
So
your support.
we'll have to check out your channel. Are you doing kind of what we're doing, visiting places and things like that?
Oh, you see my phone in the video.
He is a huge cat. You did acid at Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh,
How did
that
that turn
must have
out?
been an experience.
How did that turn out? Did you get ejected from the park? You know, there's, if you watch my Disneyland video where we talk about famous people visiting Disneyland, Barack Obama talks about visiting there when he was a kid. He got kicked off of the gondola when he got off because him and his friend were smoking on it and they made him leave the park. But that was his last memorable time in Disneyland. How is it to fly an Airwolf? Man, folks, I am not as old as Pat Duffy. So Airwolf. Oh, Jan Michael Vincent. I said, no. I don't look anything like that dude. Seriously, I don't.
He's upset about it. Oh,
Shane,
boy.
I love Shane.
Advice you would give a new YouTuber. The advice is you just have to stick with it and be consistent, is from what I understand, is, you know.
I think you have to have a passion to do it because it is very time consuming. And you have to be, it's almost taking over my life in a sense. And I don't know that I don't dislike it, but I know that my physical condition is suffering because of it. I'm not running as much as I could. But I should. Did you meet
I will
any-
definitely look you up, Native Bean, when I'm in the market for a Maine Coon.
Native Bean?
You didn't hear that.
Maine Coon. No. No
I
dog.
just came home with Hamilton, so.
People dump their ashes on Disney water rides. Really? Wow.
Oh.
Tony Romo. I gotta look him
Yeah,
up.
we gotta look at, I know he's a football player, but I need to see his picture so I can see. Wow. How do you know that? Were you with somebody who did that, Ralph?
Do I anticipate Dallas revenge shows? oh, people, you're killing me. No Patrick Duffy. No mas.
Oh, I love Shane. Have you ever noticed how similar High Plains Drifter is to Shane? Even the final lines. Preacher, come back.
Yeah, though I think Shane is just really a neat film, and she hasn't watched it yet.
Oh, boy.
There's one guy in particular, I don't know if you're on, but you keep asking if Sarah's
I've
watched
seen
Shane,
it.
but I think you've given up on asking that because
Jeff said that
It was
we
on
watch
the
a
other
lot
day?
of TV, but we actually don't. I think it may be an hour at the most. And even then, it's not me watching TV because I'm usually just mentally exhausted from my day and I fall asleep. So,
I want to go back to what somebody asked, how did I get into this? And it was just from watching programs like this on TV, and I started thinking, I could probably do this myself. I watched this, Jeff Meltzer does a history thing, the bald-headed guy. I don't know, he's okay, but I think I could do just as good as him if I had the wherewithal and the production team and stuff.
I had someone comment about your Hollister.
Why is he
shirt.
wearing a Hollister t-shirt? Isn't he a bit too old? No. I've been
Well-
wearing Hollister for 10 years. I didn't realize you
It's
had
the
to
brand.
get
It's a brand of clothing that fits him very well. Clothing is very difficult to find. Okay, we're live again. I guess we lost you there for a second, and now we're back.
Okay, so Are we?
Do the two of you long back to the 70s or 80s?
No. Wait.
It says we're live still.
Okay.
See in the corner?
No, I didn't like the 70s really. I mean, I was in high school then, but Brad Meltzer, he's awesome. Thanks for setting me up.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. Thank you, John. I can't see the name. It's broken up.
We're talking John
The Coffee
Didler?
family. He, thrilled to know. Thank you so much for your donation. We so much appreciate your support.
Thank you, Gray Wolf. I do look like myself. I appreciate that. 80s rule. No, I checked out of the 80s because I was busy making a family then, so I wasn't really into the music even. Thank you.
Oh, we're being laughed at about the clothing is difficult to find. Clothing that fits well. So I'm 6 feet tall, and I cannot find pants in any store unless they carry long. And something around this where we live, they only sell short. So I have to go online to find all of my pants. Yes, and then fitted clothing so it doesn't look like you're wearing,
Gunny sack.
a gunny sack. Yeah, is also. So, and I'm very Sarah plain and tall, so mostly just solid prints, and I'm not flashy at all. So that can be hard to find too these days, where everything has holes cut in it and you name it.
I've not met Betty White. I've not done a show on Carrie Nation. And what town would I like to go back to? Obviously, I would like to go back to Tombstone and check out. I would love to be there and really document the OK Corral and see if it was really the way it was. Also liked to go to Deadwood.
I don't know who he was talking about just there. Styx is your favorite rock band?
Styx, it was. I think Journey is actually ELO. I love ELO. It's my favorite. I tell Sarah every time I hear Electric Light Orchestra, I just love it. I think it's exceptional music. I don't know if any of you guys are into ELO, but now you're starting to see their music appear in TV commercials, so that must say something.
I don't know why he keeps saying that. They must live in a rural setting rife with incest. Oh geez, what does that mean?
It's a put down. So, who are we talking about?
I don't know who this is. Just
That's
ignore them.
Some rude individual.
Hardly plain.
Well, anyway.
Can you go on and block them now? Because I don't know how to do it. Because they
Yeah,
just
the
keep
trolls,
saying the same thing.
the trolls are in here.
The trolls have
Thanks
arrived.
for realizing it. There's always a jerk or two out there. We've encountered a lot of jerks out there. You know, when you've watched by a lot of people and you get referrals, you get a lot of rude people. And unfortunately, that's kind of the world that we live in today. Uncivil discourse, it really upsets me, but that's just the way it is.
Location that we've been to that was the scariest, not scary in terms of, well, I don't know how to explain it. The road that we took to Aurora was really trying. So that was a bit scary, just because there was, crevasses that we had to straddle to make sure that we didn't slide into, big rocks and a lot of brush that we had to get through, a lot of areas where we would go and we could get to the end of it, only to have to reverse back out of it because there was nowhere to turn around and it was down a hill. And so I think that was probably the scarier of any of it. Anything other than Aurora that you had worries about?
Well, I thought you were dying there at Jack London
Oh, that
at the
was-
gravesite. She was literally, I thought she was in the middle of a heat stroke, so.
Yeah, that was a struggle. And that it took me a little while to recover through that. Just beet red faced and having trouble breathing. And so that, I think, but that had nothing to do with the place. That just had to do with the heat and going around. I don't know how.
We're gonna take care of a couple
How do you-
people who were just
Yeah.
off the charts here.
Can you do it on yours? Yeah.
We'll try.
Bear with us for a moment. We have some trolls we're gonna block.
Well, we'll just keep going here.
Yeah. We'll go on and block. I'm looking for some questions maybe I can ask. Love to see you go back to Tombstone.
Yes.
Born there, and love to hear anything about it.
I remember it being really south of there, south of Tucson. It takes a long time to get there. Yeah, okay, you can go away now.
How do you do it?
There's always got to be a jerk or two. Remove.
Is that all you have to do?
Okay.
Oh, not just remove the message. I think they're still in here.
Yes, James Dean crash site. Definitely have. We were there in March, and unfortunately, because of the time of day, I was not able to shoot it, but definitely. Placerville video, you're killing me. Ralph, we did one. Did you see it? So go back in our list of videos. We did quite an extensive one. In fact, it was on the local access channel. So that's... The local access channel liked it so much that they ran it for a couple of times. Yeah, we might die of coronavirus. Get over it.
All right, hold on. Maybe I could see if I can get them now.
Put user in timeout.
Is
Right
that
in the
all I
middle.
have to do? All right.
There we go.
Maybe that'll help.
Thank you. Now we got the
Will you
distraction
please
out of the way.
visit some ghost towns in Utah? A little bit far away, but I mean, we can add it to the list of possibilities. There is a lot that he has in mind. It's just a matter of time and money and.
Hey, they could be North Koreans. Yeah, this, there's always got to be some jerk out there that's got to like pee on the wall, so to speak. Like the dog peeing on the wall. That's kind of what I liken it to. But sorry about that.
They just keep going on different users and.
Hi, user from the channel.
How tough and scary was it to climb Half Dome? It was a very long day. It was. It takes a lot of effort. I wasn't afraid of the cables or going up. I'm not afraid of heights or anything like that. And we had made multiple attempts. I have been on top once. The very first attempt, I made it to the cables, but I was wearing shoes that did not grip well enough, so I wasn't going to attempt to go up the cables and just rely on my upper body strength. And then getting back down, that was, once you've taken all that effort to get up, it's a long way back.
It's 40 degrees steep, though, at the back of it. So it can be pretty daunting. Pretty scary, though, really. We're going to try to ignore them. I think we've got over them. What area would I like to visit?
Oh, us blocking only blocks us seeing them. Oh yeah, on my YouTube channel I've posted. We've been hang gliding. I've been skydiving. So yeah, we've also hiked Clouds Rest in Yosemite, which is higher than Half Dome, and that was just a fantastic view. That took quite a bit of effort as well.
Yeah, so some of the...
Have you thought about Sutter Buttes?
Sutter Buttes, I have not thought about them. I've heard about them, but I have not actually thought about going up there.
Oh, the San Francisco cable cars, that might be interesting, or the earthquakes. We were just watching some things about some earthquakes and photos that were superimposed over each other to show the then and now.
I have people asking me to check. Anyway, I'll have to check it later. I'll look at the messages later. Let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of haters. I think what it indicates is that whenever you have a lot of people watching your videos, you're going to have a certain percentage that don't like what you're doing. I consistently have people who give a thumbs down, and it runs about 1% of those who are doing it. And my feeling is if you realize that creators do a lot of spent a lot of time and effort on doing these videos. And just to give it a thumbs down, if you don't like it, just simply go away, don't watch it. I mean, but it's, I don't know. I think some people are just
Yeah,
jealous as
we've
well.
got a few people on here who are, who have,
They're being turds. What else? can
have
you say?
multiple accounts that they have logged on and are saying the same exact thing over and over again. And it's just sad that people live such lowly lives that they have to go shit on other people.
So what we'll do is, I don't know if we block them later. Anyway, whatever.
Would you go back to the Wild West time if you
Yes,
could? Would you
definitely.
time travel?
Yes, I definitely would. I would love to see some of these old, for example, Aurora. I would love to go to Aurora, Nevada, and just look at the town and then just do an automatic snap of the fingers and go to 2020 and see exactly how it changed. Because it's really difficult to go to these old towns that have been decimated like that in Aurora, and you can't even tell what was there because all the buildings are gone. So it really takes imagination, and it takes you looking at old pictures and standing there and looking, okay, this is where this street was, where that was. But even the towns that you live in, wherever you're at, you'll if you can dig up the old historical photographs and just like stand in the same spot the photographer was standing and look in the same direction of the camera, it would be just really eye-opening to see how your town has changed. Got to get a DeLorean. Yes, I think that would be cool. Absolutely.
Yeah, we visited a car museum in Sacramento that had a DeLorean there. A really cool place. The cars go back to the very first electric car, you name it, the very first car ever produced. Also some really old bicycles. It was a pretty neat place. We didn't do any filming there because it was an impromptu visit, but it was a neat place.
Somebody asked if it was hard to edit. What I use the Final Cut Pro X program, and I basically taught myself. And the way I did it is just turn to YouTube channels, YouTube episodes, so they show you how to use certain things. And I think it's pretty self-explanatory, so it's pretty good. Pretty easy to learn that program, and then of course as you learn to use it more and more, you learn more and more.
Look at him. He's just got so many has no life but to troll people.
Oh, just ignore him.
Well, it's hard to ignore because it's coming through, and I'm missing people's comments and the things that they're saying. So,
we have not tried metal detecting. In fact, I just got one for my birthday. I told my son about it, and he said that he said, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I said, "A metal detector." So he had one sent to the house, but I have not even taken it out to use it yet. I'm afraid if I do, I mean, not that you could ever do it in Bodie, but
oh my gosh. So, channel person, I'm fat. I have fat arms. Move along now. I answered your question. Maybe one day they can help me fly.
But the metal
What is the deal?
metal detecting, you couldn't do it in a place like Bodie. But if you took it to a place like in Aurora, the thing would be going off.
Oh my gosh.
all the
Thank you,
time.
Neil.
It would absolutely be going off all the time. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. So channel 22 guy, whatever.
No, there's a million of them.
We got somebody who's understanding that you're being a jerk, and they're financially rewarding us for it. So thank you so much. Keep it up. Sarah, Doc Holliday. Well, do I think Doc Holliday will ever be found? He's not lost. He is buried in Colorado. I went to his grave, but I can't remember the name of the town. Glenwood Springs, and that's one of the places I want to take Sarah. There's actually a grave that's there that they say is Doc Holliday's grave, but honestly, they don't know exactly where Doc Holliday is buried because he kind of died as a pauper, and they put him in this location way up high on the, yes, you got it, Glenwood Springs. That was where Buffalo Bill went to the Springs just before he passed away as well. But the trip up to the cemetery where he is up the hill a ways, but I would love to get there again.
Thank you, Johnny, for the information. We're so new to this that we're just learning how it works. So this will get better in time. It appears that I've been able to at least keep them from coming up onto mine, but as you can see, he just keeps changing channels so that he can come back and troll
Tractor
us.
High. Yes, I watch American Pickers. A little tired of it now, but I used to watch it quite a bit. When
They've
it first
came in
on.
local around here a few times
Yeah.
and picked through some local people's junk.
In fact, I was thinking about having them come by the house and take a look at my autographs, but I wasn't comfortable with that, and I don't think that's kind of what they were looking for. They're looking for people who have old barns and rusty metaled and tractors and Indian motorcycles and things like that. Not been to the Spawn Ranch. Have not been to the Spawn Ranch. Let's see.
What do you call that when you overlay an old image with the current image, such as the Teddy Roosevelt?
I don't know that it's called anything. I just superimposing pictures. I did that on the Charlie Chaplin videos there over there in Niles, and we went to Oakland and went to the same location where he filmed one of the movies. And so if you kind of go there ahead of time with the old picture, you can kind of stand where the camera was and, put it up and try to get it in the same position. But sometimes that's really hard to do. I tried to do that with the Jack London video this morning.
Have you ever been interviewed besides currently?
I'm not sure what you mean. Newspaper article or what kind of computer? I have a Mac. My son has all set me up for all that. He's my computer guy.
I'm a PC person. I have Android phone, and Jeff uses Apple.
iPhone. But I use the Final Cut Pro X program. Before that, I'm not sure what I was using, but they were very similar programs.
Does it feel rewarding to be
Did
able
you
to
do a book signing
exact,
at Long Beach Cemetery once? No, I never have done that.
to be able to exact on the oops. Hope I didn't block that person because I didn't mean to.
What was the last time you
Did I
came to Las Vegas? A couple of years ago, I went to Pawn Stars.
Did I finish Red Dead Redemption 2? No, I did not. So as I've aged, my hand-eye coordination for those games is a very difficult. Not only that is they changed the controls from Red Dead Redemption 1, which then made it very difficult, but I still have enjoyed the game. Did I get bit by the zonkey? No, but he tried quite a few times to get me.
So if you go outside of Knight's Ferry, he's still up there, and they keep him in a barn. They tell you not to feed him, and a lot of people ignore it. He wants to take a nip out of people, but he's kind of hilarious when he does it.
Yeah, right now it's only given us a few options: hide or put them on timeout, or remove. So anybody want to be a moderator? I can give you a wrench. I guess I can add you as a moderator.
Yeah, I was on Pawn Stars twice. Once I had a JFK letter, and he offered me.
Oh my gosh! Now we got another one. I got a lot of haters.
He offered me $6,500 for his letter, and as soon as the video came out, I put the same letter on eBay, and I got, I think, $8,000 for it. This kind of shows you how they undercut. But what they'll do is obviously they'll buy something really low, and then they'll turn around and sell it for a ridiculous price if you go in that store. And that's how they make their money, obviously. But it's just because it was on Pawn Stars, I was able to advertise it as, hey, this letter was on Pawn Stars, and it really commanded a high price. But
Hi, Carl. Yes, Jeff has written 2 books, one on the Waterford and one on Ceres.
okay, Jeff, I will.
Thank you, Miss Sherry. Yeah, I know. I'm not taking any of it to heart.
Yeah, and you know what? It's.
I believe in karma. I mean, if these people have to live in that type of low place, they must live miserably, because that's just.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, to me, it's just a sign of success. If you got your haters, that means you're doing something right, because it doesn't bother me, really. I try not to be deterred by people who are rude and do stuff like this, but it's just the way it is. The world's full of weird people.
Let me see. All right, Sassy, there you go. Did it work?
It's kind of choking out
Oh
the
my
legitimate
gosh.
comments.
Now we've got.
Well,
How can anyone hate you guys? You guys are great. Thank you, Gregory. Appreciate your support.
hi. Somebody said hi to us. Somebody must
What
be
about
new here.
any history with Sonora Fortuna?
Never heard of it, actually. Any chance of doing a Little House on the Prairie filming location? Really?
Well, we just did one.
Yeah, we did.
Two episodes ago.
So there's actually a ranch
Wow.
that's not far from here. It's in the foothills, and it's called the Orvis Ranch, and they filmed a lot of the pilot there. The original Little House, when you watch Little House in the series, that was all shot in Southern California. However, if you watch the pilot movie, it was all shot outside of Oakdale, California, at a place called Orvis Ranch. And I understand that the logs that they used for that house, that cabin, are actually still there. The cabin's fallen, but they've left the logs in place. And I'm trying to gain some access to that. Somebody mentioned Cool Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke I've got half of it done. We need to shoot the other half, and we've had problems here in the Central Valley, California, with smoke, and we've had prior to that, we had tremendously high temperatures here, and I would have just melted my car if I'd gone there at some of these places that I need to go. So rest assured, it is in production. Half of it's there. It's already done, and it's looking pretty good. We found the old country store, if you remember at the end of the film, where Paul Newman is in shackles. He escapes. He goes up to this old southern store and gas station, and he has the child bring him an axe, and he cuts the chains off his legs. We found that, and we found, the church is across the street. The church has been removed. The store is still there, so that's cool. I'm still trying to identify the exact place in the beginning of the film where he's cutting the heads off the parking meters. So that's kind of interesting as well. But we found a lot of places in the Stockton area where they filmed that. There's an iconic picture of Paul Newman laying on the bed of a truck in shackles, and he's got a cigarette in his mouth. You probably have seen that. But I'm trying to identify the exact spot where that is. But there's been a lot that's changed in the valley since 1966 when they filmed it here. So
Thank you, Sassy, for getting after him. Hey, oh man, I missed it. What was her name?
thank you, Billy.
Ziggy, if you want to
Hensley?
comment again so I can get to your comment, I'll give you a wrench too if it's still in need.
Grizzly
I haven't
Adams.
been seeing any more hater comments, so Sassy must be really after him.
Grizzly Adams is something that I definitely want. Thank you, Sharon. Greetings from West Virginia. Billy, I didn't know that's where you were. West Virginia. No, that's a state that I haven't been
Styx
to.
Foreigner Journey. Yeah, I
Yeah.
love those.
Absolutely. Thanks for rising to our defense.
Yes, we
like I
appreciate
said,
it so much.
You know that we've never done this before. Not done American Graffiti, but it sounds like there would be a lot of interest in that if I do that, right?
Yeah, they were coming at us so hard, it was hard to keep up with them. And the only options when I was clicking on their name wasn't to block them, it was only to put them in timeout. I could report them, but then it would take a few extra steps, so.
Isn't that sad that you have to put adults in timeout? Well, I guess that's what jail is, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. One of your favorite films?
Gangsters of the 30s, how about?
Oh, from Indiana? Oh, when they were talking about exhuming John Dillinger, I thought, man, how can I get there when it happens? But I understand that the family has blocked that from happening. That would definitely be an interesting one. I think I've always wanted to see them pull a coffin out of the ground and exhume a body. I'm fascinated by that. It may sound morbid, but there was an old story about the fact that Abraham Lincoln's body was being stolen, or attempts to steal it were being committed quite a bit. There were plots to kidnap the body and bury it in sand and demand some ransom for it. And So before they buried him in concrete in this cage, they brought the casket out. I think it was 1901, 1906, and they had people were able from the town to look into the casket and see his face, and they said most of his face was still intact. He had been killed in 1865, so he had been in the ground for over 35 years. And
Did they embalm him?
They did, but they said his black suit was white with mildew, but his nose was still there. That may sound gross, but I don't know. It just seems like something that would be pretty cool.
Michael Zazueta, he loves our videos. Huge movie buff.
Whereabouts in California do we live? We live in Modesto,
Central California, Modesto.
Do you remember the Chandra Levy story? Her ex-husband was a cop.
Not on Chandra Levy. That was Lacey Peterson.
Lacey Peterson, sorry. Yes, we've had too many things happen in Modesto like that. But
yeah, but Chandra Levy was a local thing. I was married to who is now a local detective. I was married at the time, and he was the first officer on the scene of the Lacey Peterson case. I don't know if anybody is aware of that, where a husband killed his pregnant wife and dumped her in the bay.
They know about it.
But he's now overlooking that same bay in prison, so he's not living his best life.
Hi, Jeff and Sarah, loving what you do. Thank you for all that Little House. You like that Little House one?
More SoCal history.
We have Germany here. That's cool.
Oh, hi from Germany.
What time of the day or night are you there? You heard that Lincoln's beard continued to grow after he died? Yeah, I heard that as well. Do you follow any other YouTube channels? Yeah, I follow Steve, the guy that goes to the cemeteries down south. I forget. He changed his name. I think it's Adventures with Steve. I'll have to give you his name, but he's pretty interesting to watch.
I'm getting a little.
And he's let me pull up his
behind.
name. I'll tell you who he is. It's
Lincoln's beard continued to grow after his death. Oh, that'd be
Memory Lane.
weird, huh?
Memory Lane Trips with Steve. That's who I follow him. I enjoy his stuff. Ready for Fun is RHETTY. For Fun. He does a lot of cemetery visits as well, but he's also done some other interesting things. He did a Bonnie and Clyde one that I'm envious of because he went to just about anything there.
David Elfson, we would like to get down to Southern California and get into a bit more history down there as well. It's just time hasn't permitted that far of a trek.
Yeah, we know Scott did it probably. Scott Peterson.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a creep.
Let's see. And no, fires, well, they're near us in the sense that we're being affected by their smoke, but not near us where we're in danger of losing houses. We're not having to evacuate or anything like that. We just have severely poor air quality. But luckily the last few days have been blue skies, so.
If you remember a couple of years ago, I think it was 2 years ago, Santa Rosa had fires outside of the city, but the embers were being carried into the city and actually setting fire to the houses and subdivisions.
Oh yeah, is Tipsch? Sorry, I don't want to butcher your name. Typish? You're in Germany. It's 1:05 a.m. Holy moly! Night owl.
You're up late. So somebody said something about Grass Valley. Yeah, Hollister on earthquake. I used to have a friend that lived in Hollister. He said it shook over there every day from earthquakes.
No, thank you. It shook quite a bit when I lived in Southern California too, and if you wanted to see me freak out,
have I been by Scott Peterson's house? Yeah.
Yeah, we've been
I think
near,
everybody in Modesto has. John Denver Memorial. I definitely have thought about going over there as well. So next time we get over there, we'll get to that. I did not realize they had a memorial. It's probably close to where the plane went into the water. John Denver was another one that I really enjoyed listening to. Of course, I was a 80s guy. Oh, Aspen, Colorado. You're thinking Aspen. I'm thinking Monterey, where he went in the water.
Oh, did you answer Q Polar? Yes, we've been by Scott Peterson's house.
She's a little behind time, folks.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm trying to get through.
You're not listening to me. Usually it's me not listening to her.
Yeah, that's usually how it is.
Thanks, Ronnie Johansson. I'm surprised you're still here with us. Did I ever meet John Denver? No, but I did meet Kenny Rogers, very nice guy. Modern Huell Hauser.
Hi, Mike and Jan.
Mike and Jan. Sounds like a 60s surfing band. I'm thinking Jan and Dean, maybe. Yeah,
We're not letting the trolls upset us, and now we've got a few people clubbing them on the head with the wrench. So we're not even seeing it anymore, which we so much appreciate all of your efforts. Hopefully, this isn't detracting from your experience.
Guten Morgen, Germany. I'm
Guten?
My last name is Benziger. I'm a Swiss German. Family comes from Swiss German. No, I'm not a clamper. Dance Crossroads.
J.C. Duggar.
But I appreciate what they do in
Dugar.
California.
J.C. Dugar kidnapping location.
Is that something you guys want
Antioch
to see
and
more current?
Oakley? It wouldn't hurt to probably touch some current
Somebody
affairs.
asked earlier about the Zodiac Killer, and it's definitely something we could look into as well. What's this about Lindy? That's the last person to see Abe's face.
Hi, Mark Kingree. Are you ECV clamper? No, we are not clampers.
She's really behind times. I already answered that.
Oh boy, sorry. Slow reader.
So, Alabama Hills, thank you, Ray. I really enjoyed doing that. In fact, there was so many movies that are shot there that I did not get to go and cover it all. So I think we're going to try to get back there soon. Did I ever? No, I want to go to Wyatt Earp's grave. There are so many people buried in Colma over in the Bay Area. It's a lot of celebrities that are buried there, and over across the Bay in Oakland that I want to get to as well.
Oh, a special on the Manson family? That would be creepiness, huh?
I didn't tell you guys that I wrote to Squeaky Frome. She was also was autograph collector. I wanted to see if she would write to me from prison. She was the one that tried to take a shot at Ford, but she was also read from the Manson family, and she wrote me 2 handwritten letters, and it kind of creeped me out because she talked about Manson and how dare I criticize Manson, and I didn't even say anything about Charlie Manson. I also wrote to Charlie Manson, and I sold that letter. I wish I hadn't, but he wrote handwritten in pencil, and he drew his name. He wrote his name Manson with a swastika through it at the end. This 2-page rambling handwritten pencil, handwritten letter, and there were drops of sweat on it. It was really creepy, and I thought, is that his sweat? I could have had his DNA. So that was kind of weird.
I've been asked how often I skydive. I've only done it one time, and I've had to have surgery on my ankle because the landing didn't go so well. But I loved it. It was fantastic. I would actually rather do it somewhere different than I've done it because I did it in Lodi, and that place has had, even before I jumped, had some issues with people not going very well. So, but something with a little bit better scenery than Highway 99.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Grave Elf says that he loves me, but you're okay.
You know, it's something that's funny. 80% of our viewers are male. I don't know why. So 20% female, approximately.
We need to feature Diane Morgan from Ukiah. She's not sure what's happened there, but she was born there. It's a joke.
Oh, you were in Monterey when John Denver crashed, Mike? Yeah, didn't he take off from the airport near Del Monte? Because we stayed in Del Monte once, and I kept hearing airplanes take off.
Thank you so much for being with us today, Tractor Hyatt.
All right, thanks for joining us. Give her a big hug, John. She's upset. bastard trolls.
Who's
No,
upset?
she's
Oh no,
not upset.
I'm not upset. I don't see any more of the trolls. We've got some moderators clubbing them with their
I mean, I got
with
this.
their wrenches, so I'm not seeing anything. And it was just the same dribble over and over and over again. So nothing.
Southwest Virginia. Is it Anna Lee? Anna Lee. I love Virginia. I've been there one time, but it was just absolutely gorgeous. If you haven't watched History Hunters, Jeff Strange.
Yeah, Sassy's plugging us.
Oh,
Men do like history. Jeff and I kind of grew up with completely different, in completely different ways. So, my view of the world, I see the view of the world from a different lens, so to speak.
so Jeff, have I skydove? No, I have not. I want to, but I'm a little chicken. But
He did hang glide.
Elizabeth asks if I still write to celebrities for autographs. I actually stopped that a long time ago because it just became such a drag.
And a lot of people,
and when-
they want money for
Well,
it now.
when eBay
right?
came along, people realized that the autographs they were giving out for free were being sold on eBay. And I had a cartoonist, I forget what his name was, Russell Myers. He drew Broomhilda is what he drew me the sketch and he put a sticky on it and he says, I hope you don't sell these. And I didn't sell them. But I keep most of my collection, but.
Harold's telling us about hot air balloons. Yeah, I've seen them, and was going to set up something to go experience that up in Napa. I just haven't gotten around to it. I have done some other animal things, which is pretty cool. We've been to the Safari West up in Santa Rosa. That was a really cool experience, and we camped overnight or glamped overnight. It was a really fun experience to do that.
Okay, so somebody asked about Tony Roma.
Romo.
Do I see the resemblance? So I just pulled him up. This is what I see, folks.
You can't really see.
Can you
Oh,
see
there you
that?
go. A little bit.
You think that looks like me? I don't think so.
Get a little 5 o'clock shadow, maybe a little, but not too much.
Let's see.
Do you guys camp while out and about or hotel it? Mostly it's hotel it. I'm willing to sleep in the car and do all of that, but we haven't. It's all been mostly hotel
Well,
stays.
I did want to do the Alabama Hills camp out there because there's literally boulders everywhere, and you would have probably the wind blocked from those, and then I would have more time to find some of the filming locations as well.
I went skydiving in Lodi, California, north of Modesto. I can't remember what that place is called.
Any other older film? Wait, any other
Films around Stockton and surrounding areas.
Yes, there was one that was Broderick Crawford was in as well. Forget the name of it right now, but it's an old black and white 50s. It was shot at the old Stockton City Hall that they removed as well. Am I going to do any more videos on Merle Haggard? I don't have any plans to. I think I kind of just dumped everything that I had in that one video. So I had actually one time interviewed Chester Smith. He was a good friend of Merle Haggard's. In fact, if you Google Chester Smith and Merle Haggard, they did a video together up north. I think it was Palo Cedro, which is where Merle lived and where he died at the time. So I don't have any plans to do that. Angel Island, I don't know that, well, it might be a good one actually, but like I said, California is locked down so much right now that it's pretty difficult. Buck Owens, I probably, if I get down to Bakersfield, I could do something there at his grave site as well. And then of course there's his Western venue that he had here, I forget what they call it. Let's see. Spanish Missions. Yeah, I want to get over to San Juan Bautista. It's on the way to Monterey from here. And they filmed a Jimmy Stewart movie. I think it was Vertigo was shot there. And they did some fakery with the building. But the Breens, who are from the Donner Party, also lived right across the street from the mission there. And most of the Breens that are survivors of the Donner Party are buried there in San Juan Bautista. So that's one I definitely have plans to go see and film. Yes, it was the Crystal Palace. I saw that you mentioned it was the Crystal Palace. Been by there. I've never been in it. The Roy Rogers Museum is closed. We did a show on his house. Did you see that one? Where we went down and we went to his grave in Apple Valley. I enjoyed that video as well because Roy Rogers was such a neat guy. I wish I had actually gone there and saw him at the time that he was there in the museum. The Apple Valley Museum closed, and then they moved everything back to Branson, and they completely shut that down and sold everything as well. All right, Elizabeth, you take care. We'll see you. Some of you are probably getting tired, but we've got 225 people still on, so I guess that you're all still listening and watching us. If we're getting too long on you, let us know. We haven't even, yeah, we do have dinner plans. We're going to make dinner here. So what else would you guys want to know? When did they move Trigger? Trigger has actually been bought up by some, I think, radio or TV station, and they bought both Bullet, the dog, and Trigger, and they've got them on display. But there was a large Trigger that's in a commercial shopping center. I think it's in Apple Valley as well. That's also something I put in that video. If you need to search our video list and see that we did something on Roy Rogers. I had some uncles an aunt and uncle lived down in Apple Valley, so that was pretty cool. Marysville Cemetery. We did something on Marysville Cemetery, but at the time I had no idea that there were so many people there, so yeah, we will probably get over there. We would love to expand on the Marysville Cemetery because when we were there, it was very cool. Neil Armstrong's daughter's grave in Lancaster? Really? I did not know that. I know he lost a daughter. I didn't realize that she was buried down there, but makes sense. They were probably living near the base down there. Thank you, Eddie.
Thank you, Diane Morgan.
What is it? Relationship?
Hi, Uncle Roy.
Wait, where is he?
Right here.
It's speeding by so fast. My uncle's on here. My mom's brother's on here. Hi, Roy.
Welcome. Patrick Duffy is who you remind me of.
He is. Okay, I'm going to wear a Patrick Duffy mask. You know what? For Halloween, I'm just going to be Patrick Duffy.
There you go.
I'm going to, like Dallas, have a cowboy hat. Da, da,
Might as
da,
well.
da, 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 da.
Can I get your opinion on my History Channel, California Unearthed, Dad's Crossroads?
So somebody asked about Slim Pickens. I met Slim Pickens. I think I talked about that. I want to do a show about him because he lived not far from here, and he died. Actually, he died in Modesto at a care facility here. But he had an interesting past. He was another friendly guy that I got to meet one time. I was just a kid, but Slim Pickens was in a lot of Western movies. I think he was in Honeysuckle Rose with Willie Nelson, if I'm not mistaken. I have to watch that one again. But he's famous for being the guy that rode the atomic bomb in Dr. Strangelove. He rode it to his death, and he was like, woohoo! It's a really bizarre scene, but have either of you written your life history? No. Is it worth writing about?
I'm kind of working on it for myself. I always had, so I was given a nickname by my dad, Bean McGean. So if you see comments by Bean McGean, that's me. So I'm Bean McGean in the Flying Machine, and I wanted to do a children's book, but my mind just doesn't think in a way in which I can convey, my childhood experiences to kids. So I thought maybe just a memoir of some sort. And I've started scribbling down ideas, but I don't know if it'll ever fruit.
So how do you watch old movies? I don't know. They're kind of hard to find.
Yes, Carol Channing was living in Modesto, and Jeff actually met her in a restaurant, right?
I did. I found out she was going to be there ahead of time. It was some fundraiser for some local music groups, and she walked in. She was very frail. Got to take a picture with her, and I could probably pull that up. I think I did it in one video, but she was hanging on to me, and her husband said, "Pictures are free, but if you want a kiss, it'll be $5." I said, "No, thanks."
Oh boy.
Yeah, actually, it would take some time to.
How about
try.
Crazy Harry? Oh, Crazy Larry and Dirty Mary.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that's one that I've thought about.
He's writing them down.
Because it was also Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. It was also shot in this area, and I know because I was around then. I know where a lot of the scenes were shot, so that would be definitely one that's I'm going to be working on as well.
Welcome aboard, Generation Retro. There's quite a few for you to get through, so.
Hi, Kathy, from Ceres, California.
Oh, Kathy from Ceres.
Do
you know who that?
No, I don't.
Oh.
Do I ever take souvenirs from historical sites?
No, we never take anything from historical sites. I took a beating for flicking off some of the wall in Aurora.
Yeah, so there's one wall remaining, one cement wall in Aurora, Nevada, out of everything that was there. And it's barely standing. And if you go to the video and watch it, there's a scene where she's like flicking pieces of it off. And we're talking just millimeters. I mean, you would think that she took an axe or a sledgehammer to that thing, the way people were reacting. But, I mean, time and elements are going to destroy that place anyway.
Yeah, and our video has memorialized it in its current state, so I don't feel too bad about flicking off a couple stones.
Yeah, Morgan Earp, I have another friend who does videos, and his grave time, he went and he did a relative of the Earps who was buried here in the Central Valley.
But back to the stuff about taking from historical places.
I have not been to the
Look.
tunnels of Donner Summit, but I want to get to it as well.
The stick from our recent Donner episode with the moss has become some of my home decor.
Yeah, well, she took a beating for that too. It's like,
For this one? No, not that one.
yeah, she did.
Someone? Oh, those are the ones I didn't see. People got mad? I didn't even know.
Yeah, Honeysuckle Rose, thanks for confirming that. I was in Ridgecrest in the 60s and 70s. Ridgecrest is over off 395, isn't it? Yeah, no, it's south of there. It's south of Lone Pine, I think. Yeah. Earthquake just hit there recently. Let's see. Used to do shows, Good Company Players in Fresno. I definitely need to get down and do a couple of shows in Fresno. I've been to Tombstone. Sarah has not.
No, have not.
But I want to take her down there to see maybe the Grand Canyon.
Now the farthest we went over was the dam, Hoover Dam.
Yeah, we did that when we were in Las Vegas.
We didn't make it over to.
Loved what we did in Genoa. Thanks.
Your mom is this professional skydiver. Oh, that would be so neat. I would really like to do, if they found a way to do the tandem, like, squirrel suits. I think that would be just exhilarating to experience. I'd likely, crash, but I'd still do it.
Hello, B May. Is it B May 81? My eyes are going. You're from Oregon. Highway 4 and Escalon-Bolota Road. Yes.
Highway 4,
Wait, have I done a video on Aurora? Seriously? Oh, 409. No. Dave.
Nope, never been there.
Dave, we met Dave there. So Dave and his wife were there, and we were like the only people there. And we see this couple, and you never know who you're going to meet out in the desert, right? And so
You never think you're going to meet somebody there.
Walked up to him and asked him some questions, and found out he was a retired cop, and I could tell by the gun. I think he had a gun on his hip or something. Yeah. But he was real friendly, and so we've been friends ever since, and it's pretty cool that I've been able to see his Facebook posts. We tried to get together one time when we were over in Nevada, and it didn't work out, but it's definitely interesting. And one of the great things about having this YouTube channel is that you meet people and get to interact like right now. But
Bye, Ronnie. Thank you.
Dave's a great supporter, and his brother Greg up in Oregon. We kind of are on the same page with a lot of what's going on in the world.
Hi, Matt in Idaho.
So, yeah, Dave goes over and he camps in Aurora all the time. He loves that place. Maybe I shouldn't.
You maybe let him tell his own stories.
His own story. Great Falls, Montana. Wow. I love Montana. I think your jackrabbits outnumber people up there 2-1, don't they? Scotland. You're from Scotland. That's awesome. William, thank you.
Trying to do the accent.
I'm really bad at
Not
accents,
very good at it.
Well, if I hung around some Scottish people, I could probably nailed down the accent quite
Yeah.
well. Let's see. Monroe, Washington. Now, is it always rainy up there? Because one of my misconceptions, and maybe it's not a misconception, is that it rains up there a lot. So, I'm not sure.
Iron Range in Minnesota. Hi, I was born in Forest Lake.
I've not done anything on John Wayne's. Okay, Ralph.
Bye, Ralph. Have a good evening. Enjoy your dinner.
Return of the Jedi was shot in the Redwoods, I think, north of San Francisco. Sassy. Yeah, dude, Amazon. I guess you can buy just about any movie on Amazon.
She's
okay?
linking some people to movies
So
and
I
stuff.
actually bought a copy of Cool Hand Luke because I need to study that, and I've been studying some of the locations of that. So, yes, you have a lot of rain. Yeah, see, I'd have a problem with that. I'm not a rain guy.
Another question about the wildfires. The only problem we're experiencing here is just the air quality is really bad. Smoke and visibility gets a bit low, but the last few days have been blue skies, so hopefully, and I believe it was up in Washington that maybe it was Oregon, that they got some rain, so that may have helped to squelch some of those fires, so.
Rain would definitely help. Pennsylvania.
They just tell people that to keep them out.
No, it's so cool that, the internet wasn't here, not like it was now, and YouTube, I don't know, how long's YouTube been on? 15 years? But the fact that we can post a video and people on the other side of the earth are watching it like in the next second, it blows my mind. So it just makes the world a smaller place. So Pennsylvania, I've been there. Went there, my last time through Pennsylvania was in 2012, and it was during some flooding up there, and it was really bad at the time, I remember. How the West was won, and a lot of stuff was shot in Lone Pine. I don't even think that we scratched the surface on all the movies that were shot over there. I keep finding more and more. 2005 YouTube, yeah, so 15 years, yeah. And what's really difficult about YouTube is it seems like everybody has a YouTube channel, and so everybody's plugging themselves, and I kind of don't want to do what's called vlog. I mean, I started out trying to make this like a regular TV show but it's kind of turned into a vloggy thing because I was hiring a narrator. I was having him narrate some of my stuff, and I was trying to make it like a TV show. So, Sean in Ripon, yeah, you're next door, definitely. Let's see. We want to get serious about skydiving. I'm not serious about skydiving.
Yeah.
I'm worried that we've had a lot of people up here in Lodi who,
I've
for
had
some reason or another, end up dropping into the grape vineyards and not going home at night. So it's difficult.
Oh, I would like to try to parasail as well. I understand that they have tandem to do that. So off of the coast would be a fun thing to do.
Josie Smith, thanks for liking us. We really appreciate it. Let's see.
KB6Y8F likes the format, so don't change a thing.
No, don't change it up. Okay. Initially, we were having some issues with sound, and so what I try to do now is upload it and listen to it through my headphones to make sure that the sound's right. And it's never perfect. It's never when I release a video, it's never completely satisfying to me. So, I mean, I obviously try to make it the best I can quality wise, but initially people are saying, turn down the damn music. It's like, it sounded okay to me, but like I do the little headphone test now. Jan grew up east and western. History is one of the, since we married. Okay.
Welcome, John Patton, Michigan.
Why jump out of a good plane? Yeah.
Because it's just the best experience you could have, and I had to do it at least once.
Yeah, but to think that you may not, the parachute may not open or it may not go well, it's scary,
Yeah, I would like to do a different drop zone. It was surreal. I didn't feel like, when I was falling, I had someone recording me, and we were, did some spinning around and some stuff like that. So it was fun, and it detracted from, and it didn't really feel like I was falling. I mean, it didn't look like the ground was coming at me in a fast way at all until we actually landed. And then once you pull the chute and you're just kind of hanging there like you're on a swing, and you can just see for miles and miles. So it wasn't really a scary experience. The hang gliding, that was pretty fun to do as well, and that we've got to do on the coast. So we had the ocean to look at, and what was that, Fort Funston? Mm-hmm. Fort Funston. That was just really neat. Again, it's like you're just kind of suspended in air moving along, and it doesn't, and maybe it's just me, but it didn't feel scary.
Somebody asked about if I could bring Mark Twain back, what would I ask him? I would ask him, I would try to get in his brain and understand how he writes and stuff, because he's so funny the way he wrote, and you realize that most of what he wrote is BS. He just took the ordinary and exaggerated it. Somebody said Minnesota. We have been in Minnesota. Her grandma lives there.
Well,
so
no, most of my my family is back in Minnesota. My grandmother is back in Forest Lake, where I was born, and my mom went to high school and things like that. And then I have a lot of aunts and uncles and cousins that are back there as well, and then some in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so I'm not sure about the history up there. I'm sure they're Tombstone. Yeah, Tombstone. Is this about sex? No, it's not. Weird. Okay.
You shouldn't even answer that one. Let it on by.
A friend.
How long does it take to make your videos on average? Well, the time to film it.
Channing Tatum
is,
now. Okay.
Oh, that you look like? Oh.
You're
writing it down?
I know what you're saying. My name's Jeff. Right?
I don't know.
That's funny. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. I'm really struggling with this short one I'm doing now. It's about the Sonora Pass and the filming where they've shot For Whom the Bell Tolls. Gary Cooper and Ingrid Bergman spent a lot of time up there. I think it was 1946, and they shot a lot of the scenes up there. It's a really beautiful place, but it's an old film, and I don't think a lot of people today in today's generation knows that film.
Bye, Rights Defender. Have a good evening.
So
Thank you.
It takes a good week. It takes a good week to make a good video for me, because like I say, I have a full-time job, so I do it mostly on the weekend and evenings. So it's very difficult. I mean, I would love to do this full-time, but we're not there yet.
Ask me about...
Sassy Fresh, adios. Wait, maybe you're saying goodbye to somebody else.
Yeah, she's saying...
Carl, how do you make a donation?
We don't know. Is there, what do they call that? A super chat button somewhere?
Yeah, I don't know how it works, but I mean...
Oh.
We're going to set something up where if you want to donate, maybe like a PayPal link or something.
I have a Venmo that was my personal Venmo that I just changed the name to, so it's at History Hunters, and you should see it. The name is Sarah Evers, and the email is sbevers75. I will put it in the
Somebody
chat.
said there's $1 in the right corner, bottom screen. Who's your favorite cowboy? What do you mean cowboy? Like a real cowboy?
Ralphie.
Haven't done anything on Chase. Yeah, Ralphie. You know, this is interesting. I did not know this. The kid that played Ralphie in A Christmas Story, he was there at the launch of the Challenger. I did not know that. I've been watching that on the Netflix on the Challenger. It's fascinating, but he was actually there. They were thinking about sending a kid up in space, and yeah, crazy, huh? Glad they didn't do that. Do you think Mark Twain was a draft dodger? He was on the run because he had skipped bail in San Francisco. That's why he ended up going to Tuolumne County, Calaveras County, actually.
Do we play games? Yeah, we play some games. One of our favorite games to play is Sequence with my son Aiden. He usually beats us.
Oh, no.
And then, wait, different kind of games?
I usually beat him.
No, he would beat us a lot. But
Cowboy
and then
movie star.
we have a big cupboard of games, and family brings games over every now and again, and we play those.
Cowboy movie star. I think that I loved Tom Selleck and Sam Elliott in Shadow Riders, but I also like Robert Duvall. I think he's one of the best actors out there.
Yes, we've been to Murphy's, and we did eat in that hotel, but we didn't experience any of the hauntedness of it. The waitress had experienced some, and it was explaining us her experiences there with some of the haunted.
See you, Karen, Utah.
People.
Thanks for dropping by. Glad you stopped by. I went to Mark Twain's house in New Haven, Connecticut. I went to Mark Twain's grave in Elmira, New York, and it's a very simple grave. I thought there would be this huge monument to him, and he's just in this row of other people, and it's got this round top, and it blew me away that it was just such an ordinary looking tombstone. But, wow. Markleyville. Yeah, Markleyville. I think you've mentioned that before. Kelly. Yeah, Kelly Carlson. I was thinking, you're not the actress, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Markleyville. We went close to Markleyville as well.
Jane Everett lived at Ronald McNair Farms in Virginia. He was the black astronaut
Yeah,
on the shuttle. Yeah,
definitely.
we did see that when we went to the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. That was a fabulous place. Absolutely loved it.
Jane, your ancestors are buried by Mark Twain. Yeah, that is, it was a dark day that I went there, but it was a really old cemetery. Tom Selleck owns the rights to Louis L'Amour's stuff. I did not know that. I actually got to meet Louis L'Amour's daughter when when they were up there filming Shadow Riders in Columbia back in '82. So I got to meet her. And
Hi,
I
Max.
met somebody else. Somebody else was involved in production of that. Yep, Kelly. You're not the actress, though, are you? You're really not.
Kelly
Kelly Carlson. I don't think she is.
Ralphie is related to Barry Bostwick.
Sir, big fan. Shout out. Thank you. It's funny how this thing grew. Like a year ago, I mean, literally, we were like barely broke 1,000. And what did it for our numbers was, I did this video on Memphis. I was back in Memphis taking my mother to Elvis Presley's house, and I wanted to go to that cemetery because Charlie Rich was there, and I thought,
She says yes. Sorry to interrupt.
is it really? No, come on now. That's really not you, is it? Because I've got your autograph if that is the case. Anyway, so what was I at? I was talking about,
So much is going on, I have a hard time remembering.
Somebody remind me, what was I talking about?
Oh, living life, thank you. Yeah.
Somebody's got to let me know, what was I talking about? Memphis, okay. Thank you, driving fan. So I went to the cemetery, did a video on the cemetery, and I thought, this is not going to go anywhere. And that show literally exploded, and I started seeing numbers that I could not believe I was getting. I thought, what is the deal with Memphis, Tennessee Cemetery? Well, yeah, and I caught a lot of hell for it.
A lot of people were upset
Because
about some of the things he said about
well,
Elvis, or not being as interested in
No.
Elvis. Kind of took the hit like
no,
I did.
that
if
was
I
a
said-
different video.
I
But the
wasn't.
one on the cemetery that really riled him was a guy by the name of James Pinckney Alley. He was a cartoonist, and it's at the very end of the movie, or the video. He was somewhat, well, he was racist. He wasn't racist for their time, but he did this black
Wouldn't that be
black
racist
guy,
for all time?
black character who was in the southern tradition of the blacks, the stereotypical stuff. And people were like ripping me up for that. And I was like, folks, I'm just telling you about history here. You know, I'm not endorsing anything that he did. But my numbers started climbing from that point on. And then Back to the Future, I did the Back to the Future 3 episode. And oh man, it was like one day I got like 1,000 subscribers. And
Yeah, that one
it's
really
like,
blew
wow.
up too.
And then they named us a creator on the rise recently, and that gained us, I think I got 1,200 subscribers in one day. And so it really astounded me. I know they look at analytics to determine that. So thanks for reminding me what I was talking about.
Oh, like Archie Bunker.
I don't think I've talked this long in a long time. I don't talk a lot. Even when I'm at work, I don't talk a lot.
I don't talk a lot. He's usually, "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm just fine."
It
Just enjoy.
It bugs me. It bugs me when she doesn't want to talk. But
It's not that I don't want to. I just don't have anything to say.
I hope I can say this and go back. Yes, Charlie Rich. My mother used to listen to Charlie Rich, and so when I hear him, I instantly go back in time. Gray Wolf wants your autograph, and mine too.
My
Gray
autograph.
Gray Wolf, send us a message on our Facebook page, and we'll send you a note or something. It's because I love to write anyway. So, Mississippi, that is awesome. So sorry we haven't got back to any place in the Midwest, but that would be pretty cool. Sarah, do you remember Vern Gang from Minnesota?
No,
Who is that?
I don't know. I don't
Ha
know.
ha ha! One-word answers. Back to the
Were
Future.
you late to the show? I was talking quite a bit. Slowing down a little bit. We've been on here. Who did not?
Liberty and
It's
justice.
really just
You know what? I think
overwhelming, and the support is just so nice. And that you're all here. I mean, we've stayed above 200 people within this for pretty much the whole time. And that-
let's be honest. The COVID lockdown thing has really got a lot of us desiring to have some kind of social outlet that we don't do anymore because we've been put in this fear lock that we're going to get something, and I don't think it's as bad as everybody's claiming it to be. But it's prevented a lot of people from having a social life. So things like this, maybe you're understanding who we are and maybe feel like you get to know us. It's so weird because yesterday I was at a restaurant and the guy came up to me and goes, I know you. You do the YouTube show on History Hunters. I said, yeah. And he wanted to shake my hand. It's like he met a celebrity, but that was pretty funny though. When Jeff.
Oh yeah, I was just
asked
talking about my one-word answers. Usually it's because I don't,
Yeah.
he'll catch me off guard because I'll be off doing something different where he's, doing some sort of storytelling that he's videoing, and I'll just be off on the side and he'll come ask me a question and my mind isn't where he is, so I don't have anything to say and fumble through it a lot.
Is that your son, Sarah? Yes.
Yes, that was my
John.
oldest son, John. He just turned 24.
What was my involvement with the film industry? I was nothing really. I mean, I was an extra in. Okay, do you remember a show in the '80s, early '80s, called Seven Brides for Seven Brothers? It was a short-lived series, and it was shot in Murphy's, California, and I was an extra in that. But I was like 23, and I was thrilled because I got to do some scenes with River Phoenix and Richard Dean Anderson, Terry Treyas, Tim Topper, and
I'm reading the comments. Gray Wolf said there's a man on the loose behind us.
So anyway, I've got like 4 or 5 episodes of that show that somewhere in video stock. It's terrible now, but do I collect comic books and baseball cards? I do not. I do not. I collect autographs, but I do have.
I did
I do
collect
have
some
comic
Spawn
books.
cards and comic books a long time ago, but I don't have them anymore. Collected the whole card collection of it, but
I don't even have Stan Lee's autographs. Super Spider-Man. Yet.
what?
What's it?
Oh,
Wait,
you're
is he
missing-
Spider-Man or Superman? Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Sorry.
I don't know.
I was a star once. Oh, Doug, who were you?
Prince from Minnesota. Maybe when we get back to Minnesota, we
See?
can visit Prince history. I loved his music. Ooh,
Do you know that?
did
Yes.
you see?
Yeah, I did know. I have a friend that went to school with Kevin Costner in Visalia, and I think she said he moved up as a sophomore and moved to Southern California. Yeah, Drake Hodgson. Yeah, absolutely. I have a picture with Drake. He was also in that series as well. He also, I think he's still in that soap opera, isn't he? Yeah, you know, funny thing about autograph collectors is mostly males collect autographs as well. I don't get it. So like 80% of the people who watch this channel are male, and about 80% collecting autographs are male. I don't know. I think men are more a collecting type. Maybe we're the hunters and gatherers of autographs.
I don't know. I just don't I don't connect to that kind of stuff very much, and I don't really get starstruck either. Even with, big celebrities, I think a lot of times when you meet a celebrity, they disappoint you with how they behave, but,
All right, see ya, KB, whatever you.
KB6YAF,
Yes.
thanks for coming in, spending time with us.
So Doug, you were a male once too. Okay, interesting.
Wait,
Any
what?
filming locations other than Cool Hand Luke? I don't have any other than I do want to get back to Aurora
IFX Diz.
and shoot some more of the videos that were there.
Bye, Greg. Thanks for coming in and spending time with us. Oh, you've been here a long time with us.
Who?
Greg Kester is on
Greg.
his
See
way
Greg. Greg's a good supporter up in Oregon.
out.
so
Oh,
it's-
X-Files. I did watch X-Files. I saw that you said that you were an extra on X-Files. That was a really good series. Even though I'm not too much into the, sci-fi type of thing, I did enjoy that. What was that other little sci-fi thing we watched, but it got a little out there with the kids. Aiden turned us on to it, and I can't remember.
Stranger Things?
Yes, Stranger Things. I watched
Yeah.
a bit of that. Currently, I'm waiting for The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel to come back onto. I think it comes back in December with their 4th season.
Let's see. A lot of questions are
Oh,
slipping
Tom
by.
Hanks. You sold Tom Hanks the typewriter, Pete.
Was that when he was in Sacramento as a student? Southern California, Grey Wolf. That's where you are? Yes. Definitely need to get down there.
Bye, Mike. Got a grill? Sounds good. I'm making.
Got a grill. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Motley Crue members was exciting. I would.
Oh, that took.
I was
that
young.
Pulled teeth to get her to do that video.
Yeah, that was very difficult to put together for me anyway. What else? Set a day that you go live. This is our first time. We'll probably have to, just kind of gauge it and see how it goes. I don't see why we couldn't do it every now and again, maybe after every few episodes or so that maybe people, can reach out and have some questions we can answer, pointers maybe, I don't know. Oh, you're a Motley Crue fan. Yeah, I knew their music at the time, but even right now, I know a lot of music. I know a lot of words to music, songs, but I oftentimes can't pick out who sings or plays it. But I did become a Motley Crue fan after that interaction, and quickly realized I already knew their music.
Somebody asked about the murders in Yosemite. Yes, of course, it was big news around here. The Pelosa,
Los.
and yeah, they were killed and dumped just up the hill here, and so that's a really dark chapter. I have trouble focusing on really dark stuff like that because it just bothers me.
Thank
I
you,
don't-
Ziggy, for that offer. We will likely take you up on that offer. She's offering to be a moderator.
Okay. So I was going to tell you, I kind of missed out as part of my life. I missed out on some music, and when I met Sarah, she turned me on to Guns N' Roses. So,
Oh, and now he drives me crazy
so
with it.
we'll be cooking, and I love to play "Sweet Child of Mine." And it's funny because Donald Trump he came out on the portico of the White House playing "Sweet Child of Mine" because it's got such a neat guitar riff.
And then where were we? We must have been coming back from Southern California with Aiden, and they were playing this song, and they just take me home over and over again. So yeah, I was a big 80s hair band fan back in the day.
See, we have Jennifer, Guns N' Roses fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carol's son's wallet was found in Modesto, I think on Coffee Road, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, the wallet. Yes.
I do want to do a visit to the grave of Lacey Peterson, who's buried at the Birdwood Cemetery in Escalon. I think there's a lot of interest in that as well. That was a really bad deal as well. So
Hi, FX Diz.
cab maker, I would love to be able to gain access to the ranch. I forget the name of the ranch down in Southern California. Mike,
Thank
oh my
you.
gosh.
Oh my word, Mike S. Thank you so much.
Wow, thank you for your generosity.
For you're blessing us beyond anything we would have ever imagined with your generosities. If you're going to sing,
I was saying something. Again, I got sidetracked.
Sing late in the evening. I shouldn't sing at all.
Yeah.
I do it, but it's not very good.
She used to entice me by singing sweetly in my ear this one song. I won't tell you what it
Telling
was.
secrets.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell you what it was, but it got me going.
Hush. Now.
Okay, Sassy. Oh, you're saying goodbye to
Yeah.
Delinda.
She's
I
moderating.
don't know how this thing goes. Have I ever found any?
Treasures in our travels, old film
No.
sets, places like that.
Well, we found like
mean-
the horseshoes up at the Back to the Future 3 set, but
One horseshoe.
couldn't say
Yeah.
for sure if it's from the horses from that movie, but definitely. Potty mouth. What?
I don't know.
Anyway, yeah.
Missed that.
Didn't Stephen Stainer brother kill the people in Yosemite? Yes, it was Carrie Stainer.
Yeah, and Steven Stainer was he was kidnapped as a kid, and
He died in a motorcycle crash.
yeah, he was kidnapped and held captive by this man for a lot of years.
They talk about the Kennedy curse, but that family really seems like it was cursed. Tom Hanks collects old typewriters. Oh, that's interesting.
I bought him an old typewriter for Christmas a few years back.
You were saying trying to get to the Little House town site. So there's one guy that went down to, I think it's called the Big Sky Ranch. It's in Simi Valley, I think. And he went to all the sites and he superimposed all the pictures from Walnut Grove? Walnut Grove. And he superimposed, nothing is there anymore. And I think earlier this year or last year, the set burned. So if we can possibly go down there and shoot that, I would definitely love to highlight all the little house where the mill was, where the house was, where the church was.
Hi, Mark Draskovics.
Vermont.
Thank you for the love.
So
Ooh, Planet
love
of the
Vermont. I
Apes.
think I went there in 2008 or 5. Went to the Calvin Coolidge.
Thank you so much, Judith Huntsucker.
Went to the Calvin Coolidge presidential thing in Plymouth. That was just amazing. I'd love to go back there as well. Sweet Child of Mine was ripped off of a band.
Called Australian Crawler.
I don't know, but
we'd have to do some research on
they
that.
definitely made a hit out of it.
Yeah, they certainly
Was
did.
it a hit before Guns N' Roses got a hold of it?
Oh, Medicine Woman, I remember that. Oh, as a Navajo girl, neat. We should probably start wrapping it up. So, one of the things I like to do is cook, and one of the my kids' favorite things that I'm even going to make here, even though it's a 90-degree weather today, is zuppa toscana that I learned of its existence from Olive Garden. So that's what I'll be making for dinner tonight. So we're probably going to have to wrap this up.
Hers is actually better than Olive Garden, though.
Of course.
Somebody commented on our videos, but FX
Thank
Diz.
you, earn it. Yeah, FX Diz has been, we appreciate the love and support.
MASH, yeah. Every time we go to Southern California and I go through that pass, one of the passes there, past Tejon Pass, that whole landscape there reminds me of, I'm reading somebody.
You got distracted.
It reminds me of MASH, the opening scene, so it looks like Korea. It's actually, it was actually shot down there as well, just outside of Los Angeles.
Yeah, rat.
Kelly
Cool
Clarkson,
band.
really? Kelly, really? Are you really the one that I think you are?
Kelly Carlson.
You
Well,
say you are, but I mean, somebody could say I'm John Wayne, and I wouldn't believe him, but
No, you're Patrick Duffy.
Patrick. So this is really fun. I sing solo so no one can hear me. Yeah, that's about it. Probably in the shower too. High school class of, are you asking me?
Yeah, which one?
I'll
save that for your imagination.
I was high school class of 1979. 79.
So what do you think?
About what?
Anything? That's the question
see.
he always asks me.
Malibu Canyon? Yeah, you might be right. Christina.
What kind of
Yeah,
food
good night.
did
I
someone
think you're in
like
another country.
Billy the Kid eat on the run?
Nobody is who they say they are on live stream, guys. Okay, you popped my bubble. So,
Yeah, I'm going.
Tom Bob. Where are you from, Tom Bob? Tom Bob.
You sing Shania, huh, Jane Everett? I sing all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, so when guys sing that, man, I feel like a woman. Bum, 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 bum.
Oh,
That's really awkward.
Shot
but
Mash
that's
at
a good
Paramount
song.
Ranch in Agora. David Lee Roth,
Said-
Bury Me in the 80s.
I don't know that much
I
about
don't know.
him. David Lee Roth.
Trying to think
So
of what
have we
other-
gone too long? I mean, it's
Well, look
we
at we've
saw
had we're dropping a little bit to below, but we've maintained
you-
over 200 for quite a while.
you can
so
overdo your welcome, huh?
well, I think we probably need to tie it up because we have some other things that we need to take care of, and back to the office tomorrow. We've hit 5 o'clock here. We really appreciate all of the support and everybody, all of the help from our moderators to help keep people in check. Sassy and Dizzy. Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Jeff the Adventurer. Thank you. We really do appreciate the support because it's nothing more frustrating. And I see creators they devote a lot of time and effort to producing quality videos, and they don't get it. There's McAndrews Travel. They're pretty good, and they're coming up, but they're not getting a lot of views right now. I mean, we were there, so I understand what it's like, and so I appreciate being able to come up in the world and start to be noticed by people, just because we're just enjoying what we do, and like I said earlier, we want to educate, but we also want to entertain as well, and I think that's why she comes along. We bill her as the
I'm the,
semi-oblivious sidekick.
yeah, I build myself as the semi-oblivious sidekick because for the most part I do go into these things semi-oblivious, and I can't, like, if he doesn't catch it the way I naturally present it, I have a really hard time trying to reproduce things. So if he doesn't get it, then it just doesn't happen.
There's
And
Aiden.
there goes Aiden. But thank you all for tuning into this today. We appreciate everything. Reach out to us when we're not live anymore, and we'll connect to you again later. Are you gonna keep
next
going?
live chat? I don't. We'll post it. We'll let you guys know ahead of time if this is a good time to do it. Sunday afternoon seems like a lot of people are home. And so,
Keep
hi
checking
Atwater,
mine.
you're
Yeah.
not very far away. Loved every minute. Thank you so much. Normally you would not be wasting time with videos. Kept it interesting. Well, yeah, and we'll do it again. We'll definitely do it again.
Yeah, so maybe in a couple of weeks we'll reach out, see what the feel is of it, and maybe schedule some more time with you guys. We
Yeah,
should
we're gonna have to
probably
get-
say
we're gonna have
bye
to-
for now.
Love you too, Uncle Roy. Anyway, all right, so thank you so much. We appreciate you devoting all this time to us right now, and so the moderators.
Yes, Ziggy, please be
I'm
in
not-
touch.
I'm not sure what you moderators did, but
Oh, I
I'm
said
sure
Dizzy.
you kept the trolls out, and we certainly
Yes,
appreciate
and
that.
promoting
And for
the
those of us
channel and
who donated to our cause here, we certainly do appreciate that, because it does take a lot of time, and it takes a lot of effort and gas to go visit these places, but we do appreciate that, and we know
and we will
money's
enjoy.
hard to come by, certainly. But good night, guys. Thanks so
Thank you.
much.
How do you push stop?
We're dumb at this.
How about that one?
See you guys.